treatment. President Trump, who established the commission back in May, will address the hearing later this morning here at the Museum of the Bible. Greg Clugston, Washington.
It is Israel's deadliest mass shooting in about a year. Happened at a bus stop during this morning's rush, leaving 6 people dead.
The shooting took place at a major intersection at the northern entrance to Jerusalem. That entrance is located on a road that leads to Jewish settlements located in East Jerusalem. Footage of the attack showed dozens of people fleeing from a bus stop at the busy intersection during the morning rush hour. First responders say the area was chaotic and covered in broken glass, with people wounded and lying unconscious.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart says close to a dozen people were hurt. Police say the 2 gunmen were fatally shot by an Israeli soldier and a civilian. President Trump defending Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. following a contentious congressional hearing this past week.
Well, he's a different kind of a guy. He's got a lot of good ideas, but he's got a lot of ideas. You know, normally they don't have any ideas, and that's why we have problems with autism and so many other things.
Mr. Trump predicts progress soon in the fight against autism, among other public health challenges. The president standing firm in his resolve to combat urban crime by deploying National Guard troops. Democrats railing against the possibility of troops being sent next to Chicago. Watching Wall Street ahead of the opening bell, Dow futures up 82 points, NASDAQ futures ahead 86. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Guess who's watching Rob Finnerty on Newsmax? President Trump is. He even says Finnerty's show is so terrific. Millions are joining President Trump to watch Finnerty every night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax. All this week, Rob looks at the media's war on President Trump. Rob gives you the facts about the National Guard in cities like New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. He tells you the real truth about the Jeffrey Epstein files, and he reveals the big media's agenda on Trump's health. You need to watch Rob Finnerty on Newsmax. Check out your local cable system. Newsmax is on all major systems. Or download the free Newsmax app. It costs you nothing, and you can watch in minutes. Finnerty is the fastest growing primetime news show in America. Find out why even President Trump is tuning in. More than 40 million Americans go to Newsmax for news they can trust. Because we are real news for real people.
Pakistan has evacuated thousands of people from a flooded city in Punjab province.
Overnight, rescuers backed by troops moved 25,000 people from high-risk neighborhoods in Jalapur Pawara as rising rivers threatened to flood the region. The latest evacuation comes 2 days after a rescue boat capsized in floodwaters on the city's outskirts, killing 5 people. 15 others were rescued after the boat had overturned. Floods have so far affected more than 4.1 million people across 4,100 villages in 25 districts of Punjab province. Since August 26, over 50 people have died in flood-related incidents, while more than 2 million residents have been moved to safety. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
South Korea says it has reached a deal with the U.S. for the release of South Korean workers detained during an immigration raid at a Hyundai plant in Georgia. The workers to be returned to South Korea. News and analysis, townhall.com. California's controversial Proposition 50 is being challenged in federal court.
We got to fight this absolutely outrageous election rigging scheme from Gavin Newsom.
That's Republican candidate for California Governor Steve Hilton. He's filed a federal lawsuit against Prop 50.
You know that we already have gerrymandered maps in California. I've been talking about that a lot.
Hilton's federal lawsuit argues it violates several laws, including voter equal protection.
The districts should be roughly equal in population size so that votes have roughly equal weight. Right now in California, a Democrat vote has 3 times the weight of a Republican vote.
Larry Marino, Los Angeles.
The UN Postal Agency says postal traffic into the U.S. plunged more than 80% after a Trump administration move to end a tariff exemption for low-cost imports. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder. and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody. Yeah, the weekend went by quick.
Yeah, the weekend definitely flew by quick.
Man, blinked, and next thing you know, the weekend was over. So, but happy Monday.
Yes, welcome to it. Welcome to the week that is definitely going to change men and women around Roswell.
That's right. Busy week in Roswell, New Mexico. The National Championship Air Race Week.
Welcome to all who are visiting us from parts unknown.
Yes, and known.
And the known ones, too. Yeah. We appreciate you, all of you.
And, enjoy Roswell.
Mm-hmm.
Get some green chili stuff.
Yeah, please. It's definitely green chili season. If you're new to the area, if you've never been to New Mexico before, you'll notice a very distinct smell as you walk into any grocery store in the Roswell area.
Yeah, we like that smell. It's roasting. Green chili.
Every year I think about, why can't we just get that in a candle? I mean, there's got to be one, right? Like a hatch, I'm sure they sell them there. But
I'm sure, even if nothing else, there's some mom and pop candle place that has a New Mexico candle that smells like green chili.
Just roasting
green chili or something. I mean, come on. They can put birthday cake and all kinds of hot garbage scents in a candle. Can we get some good ones?
Yeah, candles are very a polarizing subject for Mike.
Yeah.
He either likes the scent, not love it, but like it, or get that nonsense out of the building.
Yeah. There's some that I'm like, that's just not right. I don't like baked goods or anything that's usually a food that isn't just a fruit straight out. Anything like birthday cake or mom's apple pie. Usually those things disgust me, those scents. But if it's like sea breeze or watermelon or
clean linen,
then I'm good. Yeah. Anytime they try and incorporate food, here's lasagna. Oh God.
I do enjoy those candles though. Like Wolfgang Puck did a few a while back, and they smelled like savory dishes. I always thought it was nice to throw one of those on and fool myself. That way, when I'm eating my Chef Boyardee ravioli, I feel like I'm fancying it up.
I feel like it's a dieter's nightmare. It's like, oh, I know. Let's have the whole place smell like pizza while I'm trying to lose weight. That helps.
It might improve the taste of this chicken breast and broccoli. With cauliflower rice.
All right. Smells like Thanksgiving here. Oh, it's a candle. I don't know how to cook.
What are we having tonight? Hot dogs.
Right. Ramen.
Oh, by the way, speaking of, I guess, hot dogs, it's hot dog adjacent. I got to say once again, congratulations to my hero, Joey Jaws Chestnut.
What do you eat now?
He put down something like 30 pounds of poutine at the Poutineery Festival in, I think it was Alberta, Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He put down like a healthy baby's weight in French fries and gravy, sir.
So I wonder what the method for eating that is.
I got to imagine it's just getting in there,
But more gravy is probably your friend, right?
One would think it works as a lubricant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because he dips the hot dogs in the water to condense and compact and all that. Like, how does one?
I have to imagine it's a shovel method.
Yeah.
You get under it and you just shovel in as much as you can, as many times as you can.
He's gonna have a diabetic coma after eating all that poutine.
The guy in last place ate a paltry 3.6 pounds of poutine. Pretty sure he just wanted some free poutine.
Right. It's still 3.5 pounds of poutine. Is a lot of that's a lot of potatoes.
Still a lot of French fries and curds, for sure.
It's like a row on the garden there of potatoes. That's a lot. Like it has to be piping hot. You know what I mean?
I saved the picture. Let me see.
Because I mean, like, to me, when fries get cold, they get gross. And to consume,
Yep. That
would be
26.5 pounds is what Joey Chestnut put down.
26 pounds of potato, poutine potato.
And there's a smile on his face afterwards. The thing that got me was, like, you know how like they always have like the belts and stuff?
Yeah.
He won. It's a gold chain, and it's this like cube, and on the cube is a cassette tape, Atari joystick. It's like a throwback to the 80s, basically.
Also, was he at some 80s?
I'm not sure
80s
if it was
festival?
like the theme, but yeah. He the person in second place. Here's the thing: he ate 26.5 pounds. The person in second place only ate 19 pounds.
Wow,
only 19.
I mean, which is still an ungodly amount of food.
That's in 10 minutes, by the way.
10 minutes.
Yeah, jeez. In 10 minutes.
That feels physically impossible.
Joey Jaws can do it, man. He's got.
I'm just trying to see what 26 pounds of poutine look like in it. Like you put that on a scale. It's a 26 pounds of poutine on a scale.
Well, put 26 pounds of anything.
I know.
Think about like the largest baby you've ever, like the newborn you've ever seen in your life. That's only like 14 pounds, and that's a big baby.
Yeah, this is
two
like,
of those babies is what he put down.
This is like 2.5 babies, almost 3 babies.
He just ate 2.5 babies of poutine. Well, I mean, even with like those Nathan's hot dogs, they're not shorties. They're bun length dogs.
Bun length. Yeah,
so
they're big.
You got to imagine you're putting down.
They're a little thinner usually.
Serious poundage.
Yeah, and he eats about 75 of those usually on average.
Yeah, between like 75. I think the record is like 78 or something like that.
It's his, and I know that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think this last July he did 70 some.
You know who I feel bad for? His gastroenterologist.
I don't know. He's probably.
Although
he works.
That's how he got his boat.
He only has one patient. It's this guy. Rest of the time, yeah, he's cruising the Caribbean.
You paid for my kid's college.
He's like, Nathan's is paving my way. That's what his boat's called.
Rather than Nathan. The SS bun length wiener. You can't help though, but he's got to be torn as a medical professional because it's paying his bills,
right?
But you can't be ethically giving good information to a guy that's putting down 78 hot dogs.
Right. You just ate 26 pounds of potatoes. That's there's no doctor in the planet that's gonna say that's a good idea.
And still remarkably thin is Joey Chestnut.
Well, it's debatable.
Well, okay, he's skinny fat.
Thin for a guy that eats 26 pounds of potatoes.
Yes.
He's way larger than me. I mean, compared to Andre the Giant, yeah, he's svelte.
Mm-hmm. I mean, after the competition, he's a bit bloated, but
Yeah.
Before, like at the weigh-in, he's like a vessel.
Full joke aside, he has an extreme regime to do the training and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's an athletic. I mean, as much repulsive as it is, and it's disgusting.
Have you ever heard?
He does.
Like they had it was like a documentary thing about competitive eating a while back.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard how they train?
I've a little bit. It's not.
They drink
not for the faint of heart.
Gallons of water to expand their stomach,
yeah.
and like it's for the 3 days beforehand, they basically don't eat. They just expand their stomach with water, and then, try to get rid of that. But it's a tough training regimen.
What I want to know is a guy like that. Do you not like eating anymore? Like, I mean, what? Like people, because people say, "Let's go out and have a nice dinner." Or you're like, no.
I can't hunt. I'm in training.
Or it's like, no, a nice dinner to me is, I need 500 ounces of steak.
Well,
I mean,
that's the thing is I would imagine when you're at regular eating, you don't ever feel full.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you go, because because people are eating is like, oh, just go to every Golden Corral at every buffet on the planet, and there's training.
No, I'm training.
Not really. I mean. That's the part that, like, how do you live the rest of your life? Like, how do you? Because I would imagine the damage you're doing to your body with all that food. you got to make it up on the back.
That's the thing.
Does he work out like in a crazy amount?
A lot of those competitive eaters are like ultra marathon runners too.
Yeah, they got to be doing something. That's all the calories consumed, and I'm pretty sure that's going to kill you if you keep doing that without some way of.
Well, that's the hope. Is that we're tuned in when it happens. We just want to be in the room where it happens.
Exactly. Everyone's waiting for the guy to choke out on that hot dog for the July.
Or just pull the Mr. Creosote move from Meaning of Life. Just explode from the stomach outwards.
Right. It's wafer thin.
Just Joey Chestnut sitting there as a rib cage and a beating heart.
It just bursts. Yeah. Well, congratulations, Joey. 26 pounds of poutine.
That's right.
Man. I don't even eat 1 pound of poutine. That's alone 20. No.
Yeah.
Like it's French fries with gravy. Hey, it's not that big of a gourmet thing to begin with.
True. But you reach a point of diminishing returns where you're just like, and this happens to me almost every meal where I'm like, this is amazing. And then halfway through, I'm like, oh, I can't do this anymore. But my mama taught me to finish.
I mean, it's like less advanced than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's like, we put it on the sandwich. Canadians like, we got gravy on it. Now it's poutine. Yeah, we're too stupid to put it in a fry holder. We can put it on our sandwich. That's Pittsburgh people. Anyway.
Hey, French fries on a sandwich, not a bad thing. I mean, granted, if that's the one thing you're known for, you can do better.
That's what I say. It's fine, but to be known for it, like, what's your gourmet contribution to society? French fries on a sandwich? Get back. That's all I'm saying. All right, let me give you the rundown.
Now that everybody's nice and hungry.
Yeah. Who wants a big, greasy pork sandwich? But let me give you the rundown for today's show. Matt Bristol, who's probably not hungry now for sure, after listening to that conversation, from Bristol office. He's going to join us. He pops in each month to talk good legal advice and good just planning and things like that. So we'll have our monthly conversation with Matt here in just a few. Talking Scouts in the 8 o'clock hour. Carl Shelton, district executive here for the Conquistador Council for Scouting USA, is going to join us. And got several updates. They've got a Cub Scout Day coming up here. There's a National Eagle event. There's several events that we want to put on everyone's radar here. So Carl will join us about 8:15. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, the folks from American Legion Post 61 will join us. As it is Air Show week, they're going to be out at the Air Show with the booth, and they've got stuff. So just giving you an update what they're going to be doing, and of course, talking. We always go down rabbit holes, so we'll go down that, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, let us get you up to date on the weather, which I think is going to be all aces for Air Show and all that this week.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look good for a while. We have a fairly big high-pressure system moving into the area. That'll hang around for most of the upcoming week. Sunshine today. We're expecting low 90s. Overnight looks clear with our low in the mid-60s, and then we move into the mid-90s for the afternoon high on Tuesday, and sunny. It looks about the same for Wednesday and Thursday, low to mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 67 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 84%, and winds currently out of the south at 10 miles per hour. Believe it or not, they're telling me a 20% chance at afternoon showers today. I don't know if someone's playing a joke. Someone forgot to erase the board from last week. I'm not sure. But it says there is a 20% chance of rain after 3 today, which means it's probably going to rain cats and dogs. You know how that goes around here with little chance. But for the most part, mostly sunny, 92. And southeast winds at around 10 miles per hour. Clear tonight, overnight low of 64. South winds at around 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, warming up mid-90s, 96 for a high tomorrow under sunny skies. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny and 94. South winds at around 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny and 93. And then sunny and 91 for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of later on this week. So actually kind of progressively gets a little cooler as the week progresses until you hit 91 and it plateaus. But that's with it. That's other than this little blip here this afternoon. No talk of rain, just sunny and highs in the 90s all week. So wear lots of sunscreen, drink lots of water when you're out at the air races this week. 7:20, let's go ahead and get you into your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten and a quick break. And then on the other side, Matt Bristol from Bristol Law will join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A bigger September run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings, young bred cows. We expect to sell 1,500 head, breaking down like this: 225, 250 weight cows and bulls, 225, 250 pairs of bred cows, 1,000, 1,050 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 25 to 30 cow-calf pairs, mostly black, white face, Angus crossbred cows with Angus calves at side, pairs 4 to 10 years old. 43 bred cows, the Henry McDonald Trust, Arabella, New Mexico, fancy quality black, white face, Angus cows bred for spring calves, the high-quality Angus bulls, 5 to 9 years old, mostly 5 to 6s. Cows in good flesh. 14 bred cows off the same ranch. Fancy quality F1 Tiger Stripe cows bred to Hereford bulls for spring calves, 2 to 6 years old. 46 bred cows. H-Bar Y Ranch at Buckhorn, New Mexico. Excellent quality black, white face Angus crossbred cows bred to high quality Angus bulls for spring calves. Mostly 3s to 6 years old. The cows are 3 to 6 years old, mostly 4 to 5s, medium flesh. 21 bred cows, the Berry Ranch, Fort Stockton, Texas. Excellent quality black Angus and Brangus crossbred cows, bred to Angus bulls, 5 to 9 years old. 22 bred cows, Woodward Ranch, Fort Stockton, Texas. Excellent quality straight Angus cows, bred to Angus bulls, 8 to 10 years old. 84 calves, the Henry McDonald Trust at Arabella, New Mexico. Fancy quality black Angus calves, Bovill Gold, 7-way at Brandon, 325, 475 pounds. 76 calves, H-Bar Y Ranch, Buckhorn, New Mexico. Fancy quality black Angus calves, Bovill Gold, Covex and 8 at Brandon, 275, 475 pounds. 88 light yearlings off the same ranch. Excellent quality black, white face Angus crossbred calves, cattle weaned 90 days, 1 round of shots, medium condition. 500, 650 pounds. 81 calves, 7 Rivers Ranch, Corona, New Mexico. Good quality black, white face and Charolais crossbred calves, Bovill Gold, 7-way at Brandon, 350, 500 pounds. 71 calves, the Stevenson Ranch, Carrizosa, New Mexico. Ex-quality black, white face, red, white face, English crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, 400, 550 pounds. 39 calves, the Berry Ranch, Fort Stockton, Texas. Excellent quality black, white face and Charolais crossbred calves, cattle weaned 30 days, 1 round of shots, 400, 600 pounds. And 32 calves, Mary Jane Chavez, Moriarty, New Mexico. Excellent quality black Angus calves, shots at Brandon, 350, 500 pounds. Sale time this morning will be at 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 10:30. Be selling calves and yearlings around 12 o'clock noon. We expect to sell 1,500 head today. This is Smiley Wooten.
Travis Hicks, Richland Auto Group. Don't forget to make your way to the airport September 10th through 14th to see an awesome exhibition of high-flying speed and agility at the Roswell Air Races. In addition to the wonders in the air, there'll be food and games for the kids, as well as educational displays and demonstrations. This event has been a hit for some 50 years in Reno, Nevada. We're glad that they picked Roswell to be their new home, and we need to support the event. As such, the first 10 people to either of our Richland locations who says, I believe in Richland's powertrain warranty for life, will receive 2 tickets for one of the shows and will be entered in a drawing to win a family day at the races, complete with food, shade, a trip to one of the pylons, and some Richland swag. So get your tickets now for the greatest show in Roswell, the Roswell Air Races, September 10th through the 14th at the airport.
Downtown Artesia is the place to be September 11th through the 13th for 3 nights of music, culture, and community. Thursday kicks off with New Mexico Heritage Night, mariachi, tejano, and local flavor. Friday's all about indie folk vibes. And Saturday, Red Dirt, Black Gold with headliner Cody Canada and The Departed. Gates open at 5, music starts at 6. Plus, interactive vendors, shopping, food, and cold drinks all weekend long. Bring your boots, bring your friends, and experience Artesia like never before. Full schedule at reddirtblackgold.com. A heartfelt thank you to the City of Artesia for making this event possible. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning, Matt Bristol's back with us from Bristol Law. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, Mike. How you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good. I saw Sean and his kids at the Dragonfly Festival this weekend.
Yeah, it's just such a busy time of the year. We got, air race and stuff. But yeah, Dragonfly Festival is this year, and one of Southeast New Mexico's big traditions. And out there, did you go out there with your family as well? And,
well, Troop 7.
Scouts were out there.
Yeah, our female scout troop was out there as a fundraiser selling hamburgers, hot dogs, drinks.
Yeah, they kind of got the lockdown on the food out there. The scouts do each year on the...
Lucked out.
Yeah.
But the gentleman that's been running the festival for the last 150 years is retiring this December.
Yeah, he is.
So we'll see if the Bitter Lakes keeps it up or not.
Well, let's hope so. Fingers crossed. There's enough people that want to keep it going.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Scouts are ready to do their thing. And by the way, Scouts, I know if anybody out there looking for some Eagle Scout project ideas, the folks out at the Refuge might have a few projects in mind.
Oh, good idea.
Just saying. Talk to the folks out there.
And there is one Eagle project out there. I saw a sign. It was something to do with the parking lot.
Okay. And I know they want to get the Scout camp there back up in the way it needs to be, so the Scouts can utilize it more too. So I think they're looking at another maybe potential Eagle Scout project there as well. So
cool.
But
cool
yeah, definitely talk to them. But Scouts know exactly what we're talking about. But for folks not familiar, Matt joins us each month, and of course we really talk about safe things to do to really keep from having to deal with a guy like Matt more down the road here.
So yeah.
But anything from family stuff to family financial planning to family legal planning to business as well, to setting up the right type of business, to what when you do sign up for an LLC, what's your obligations of those kinds of things and all that. So we run the gamut on a little bit of that kind of stuff.
We cover a lot of territory, no criminal law, but we cover a lot of other territories.
Not yet. Give us time. No, that's a whole other can of worms, criminal law. But
yeah, let's hope we don't need that one.
No. But don't listen to Matt. You'll find out.
You can see me sooner or later.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Later's usually more expensive.
Very much so. Very much so. But
so I had some real life experiences here, situations in the office. So lady, older lady, older than us, has a brother in Ohio. The brother passes away in Ohio.
Okay.
And she's named in his will as personal representative.
Okay.
Well, mom's adult son also lives in Ohio. And so he tells mom that she has to make a will naming him sole beneficiary so he can take over as personal representative for her brother that passed away in Ohio. So does that sound true or false?
It doesn't sound right to me.
Didn't sound right to me either.
It doesn't pass a sniff test.
No, it did not. And I'm like, I think your son's trying to steal all the inheritances.
Yeah. Anytime someone says you need to do this in order to do this like that, that's a red flag for me,
Well, that really happened in the office.
Yeah.
Let's see. Very common, a parent passes away with a will. Let's say it's the last surviving parent.
Okay.
And there's 5 kids, so the eldest child, his name is personal representative. And so personal representative tells the siblings, well, I'm the personal representative, and I'm in charge, and I can do whatever I want. True or false?
False.
Correct.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, there's only certain parameters of what your position allows you to do and not do, and anything outside of that scope doesn't give you carte blanche to just basically be little Hitler and run through there and do whatever you want,
That's right. That's right. The job of the personal representative is to follow the instructions of the will.
Yeah.
And if there's something that they need to do that's not in the will, then you look at the statutes and see what the statutes say. But their job is to do what the will tells them to do, not just whatever they feel like.
Sure. Yeah.
And had that happen, and the people came in, and that's what the eldest brother had done to them, and they were upset about it. And I said, okay, well, so when did your parents die? And they're like, 30 years ago. And I said, well, you got a statute of limitations problem.
Yeah.
You know, you have to bring a suit within so many years. And they're like, well, we didn't know. Well, the statute starts to run when you knew or should have known, and you should have asked somebody 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yep.
So people, don't sleep on your rights, otherwise they disappear.
Well, and lack of law knowledge does not excuse you from it either. So.
Well, that's right. Otherwise, everybody would use an excuse to be chaos.
Yeah. Just because you didn't know don't mean you didn't, doesn't mean it's legal or right. Oh, well, you didn't know, then we'll give it to you. No, it don't work that way.
It doesn't. And one of the areas that commonly bites people is real property records.
Uh-huh.
So our state says that if something is recorded in the real property records, everybody knows it's there.
Hmm.
Whether you go look it up or not.
Sure.
The law says it's there.
You had access to it.
So it's one of those, ignorance is no excuse because you didn't go look, that doesn't matter. Otherwise, people would avoid looking.
Exactly. And it's kind of like when, city council or whatever, they have to have a meeting. They have to publicize there's going to be a meeting. And that literally is putting a notice in the paper, putting a little thing. And they know that no one's going to see it. But to meet the legal obligation, they say, okay, we did it up here. It's publicly been noticed.
Yeah, so everybody, public notices are still published in the newspaper.
Yep.
And there's statutes that say publish once a week for 3 consecutive weeks in the newspaper of general circulation in the county. And so it's still a huge, huge thing. And if you don't get the paper, then you're not getting legal notices. Too bad, so sad.
Yeah, but that they're meeting their legal obligation to do that and everything else. Yeah, I mean, technically, city can't have a public meeting without a public announcement of said public meeting, or the county or anybody else, and that's how they do it. Is they decide they're gonna have a meeting, and they got to put a thing in the paper and all that, and then after the allotted days and everything, boom, they have their meeting.
So, the planning and zoning on city and the county, all those are required to have public notices of time and place.
Generally, they go one above and send out emails to the media and everybody else too. So they kind of, as a guy on the radio, I get all those public notices every day from the city or whatever. It's like notice cemetery board meeting on Tuesday. Exciting, woo! But they have to do that.
Yep. Yeah, they do. So another situation where parents passed away. There's 5 kids, and the house is left to the 5 children in equal shares. And so son number 1 says to son number 2, oh my gosh, Mike, our sister's about to do something really bad, really stupid, and we're all going to lose the house. And so, Mike, give me your 1/5 interest in the house, and that way we can protect it. Does that make any sense?
No.
Didn't make any sense to me.
No. Sounds like something sisters and brothers are doing themselves to try to swindle something out of something. Sounds like that.
Yeah, I have no idea what son number 1 was thinking when he says, give me your 1/5 to protect it.
First off, what is the sister possibly doing that could ruin anything like that where you need my 1/5? I got to hear this story.
So that's an excellent point is what could that sister do that would jeopardize everybody else's ownership in the house?
She can't sell it from under me if she's got to have my 1/5 of her permission to do it.
That's right. That's right.
It's legally impossible. So.
Yeah, even if there is a creditor out there of hers.
Short of her stealing my identity and going out and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretending to be me to do it,
Yeah.
Anything legally she can do to take it.
Well, you're absolutely right. I can't think of anything that sister could do that would jeopardize everybody else's interest.
Yeah.
Now, it may be, she might do something where it would force the sale of the property, but everybody would still get their 1/5.
Sure. You're not out out of it altogether. You get the 1/5 of that value. Yeah.
Yeah. So I never could figure out what that one kid was up to.
And to me, that plays on knowing. It's like because you got to have more family history there. Like, your sister's a little crazy when it comes to money, right? You know what I mean? That
or
you need some backstory for that one to make sense.
I don't know, but people leave their common sense at the door too many times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, here's a good question. Do you need your spouse's permission for you to make a will?
No.
Correct.
No. Now, if there's joint things in the will, you have to have her permission to, like when it comes to the kids and stuff, she has to have a say in that, right? Or he.
Well, so in the will, I mean, you might name a testamentary guardian, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but if there's a surviving parent, I'm not sure that name means a testamentary guardian would work.
Okay.
Because
I know like certain assets that are truly joint like that, then you have to, but yeah, no, there's nobody stopping anybody from making a will,
That's correct.
Yeah.
but in your will, you can only give away what you own.
Right.
So if the house is joint tenants right of survivorship, then the moment you die, you don't own it anymore. You cannot give it away in the will. So if Mike Kim own their house, joint tenants, and Mike's will says he wills his half the house to Matt. Okay, that doesn't work because at the moment you died, you no longer own the house. The joint tenancy kicked in, and she became 100% owner.
Right. So it's her house to do with as she please.
Yeah, so you no longer owned it, doesn't pass under your will, just doesn't
If you want the house, you got to outlive your spouse.
Yeah.
That's between you and them.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But if you and your brother, own a house together, not joint tenants, then you can pass your ownership interest through a will.
Sure. Yeah, because that's considered probably an investment, not a dwelling of living in or anything like that.
But if you think about it, there's two ways you want to own stuff. One is, if I died, I want my wife to have it. So that's joint tenants. The survivor automatically wins. The other way to own stuff is, well, Mike, I'll go into business partners with you on this, house, but I want my half to go to my kids if I die.
Right.
So you may want to own something where you can will away your half, or it goes automatically to the other owner.
Sure.
There's two different ways of owning stuff, and you just have to be careful which one you do.
Sure.
Because I've seen people get deeds off the internet, right? And the title of the instrument says, warranty deed, joint tenants. But then when you start reading the body, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, grant to Mr. and Mrs. Brown, the word joint tenants isn't used in the body of the document.
Gotcha.
So they're not joint tenants. If it's in the title, it doesn't count. It has to be in the body in what's called the granting language, the addendum.
Gotcha.
But it's got to be in the body of the document. And boy, I see that Zoom mistake all the time, or legal Zoom, yeah.
Right. So basically, in theory, like say your parents die and they leave the house to the kids, and there's, say, 3 kids. Now from there, the 3 kids are now the owners. After they die, they get out. Now from that point, those folks can leave the will and say, I want my third of the house to go to my grandkid or my son or daughter or whatever. And
excellent, yes.
Yeah, that's basically, but from there on up, they can't. Before that, they couldn't, because they don't, till mom or dad are both gone, the house doesn't belong to any of them.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Let's see. Okay. What about a power of attorney? Let's say you want to give your power of attorney not to your spouse, but to a brother. Do you need your spouse's permission to give a power of attorney to someone other than your spouse?
I think it would depend on the type of power of attorney. Now, if it's a financial where the spouse has decisions in the finances, I don't know on that one. But as far as any other part, no, you can, like medical, whatever, you can deem whoever you want to deem is your advocator for you, I would think.
Correct. You do not need your spouse's permission for any power of attorney.
Okay.
Now, how limited that power of attorney or how useful it is another question.
Right.
But you don't have to have your spouse's permission to give somebody else power of attorney.
I mean, good luck getting power of attorney over finances if she has hand in joint custody and all. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She has right. If you're trying to shut her out of decision making, that's not going to work.
Well, so so someone gives power of attorney. What is they're called an agent is the person who's receiving the power.
Gotcha.
The principal is the person giving the power. So what duties does an agent have?
Basically, exactly whatever the power of attorney says they have, right?
Yes, so power of attorney can be limited or unlimited, but they have the agent has a fiduciary duty to act in the best interests of the principal.
Gotcha.
They cannot engage in self-dealing. They can't be using the principal's money for their own benefit.
Gotcha.
No matter how dire the situation, the kids aren't getting dinner because there's not enough money to go around. You still can't use the principal's money for your own personal benefit.
Gotcha.
So it's a fiduciary duty, which is the highest standard of duty in law.
But they still get to make financial decisions on that money. So if it's like, all right, well, there's not enough money to pay the bills on that, I'm not paying the bill, or I'm going to pay whatever, that still is the person has the power of attorney that makes that decision.
Right.
Yeah.
But if, let's say there's buku money, there's a lot of money, and somebody says, hey, Mike, I've got this really great investment idea for a restaurant, and you have the power of attorney with all this cash in the bank.
Well, the only way it's legal is if the winnings go back to the estate and not into your own pocket.
But is investing in a restaurant a breach of fiduciary duty, or within the fiduciary duty?
I guess it depends on how you do it. That's the slippery slope there. I mean, if you're saying, well, I'm trying to make money for the estate for this, I mean, one could make that argument. But, I mean, is that the real intent, or are they skimming off the top, and can you prove that and everything else? So,
yes.
I mean, it's depends on how good at it they are.
We run into what's called the prudent man rule.
Okay.
And so this would also work in a trust situation. I have people say, well, I want to name my kid as trustee of the trust. Well, there's the prudent man rule that the money must be invested as a prudent man would invest.
Gotcha.
Not just what you think would happen to be a good investment.
Okay.
So it's almost an objective test of, what would 12 people sitting in a jury think was a good idea
Gotcha.
or not good idea.
So it could be debate. So if you can get a convincing jury that buying a 12 alpaca was a good idea for the thing, then you got it. Okay.
But when it goes under, you're going to have a hard time explaining why it was a good investment in the first place. You're starting behind the 8 ball there.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so that's why, and the trust, I think, have limited purposes, but they do have purposes. But that's why an institutional trustee is usually best at being trustee, because they know the prudent man rule, and there's a lot of other pitfalls and dangers that are involved. Okay, so Mike doesn't have any children, but let's say somebody has an adult child,
okay,
a single adult child, and that a single adult child's just been in a car wreck. You get a call from the ER. It says, your child's in the ER. It's not looking good. You better get here quick. And so you get to the ER, and what is the doctor going to tell you about your child's condition?
Nothing.
Nothing is right. Why?
Because you're not, now if the child was a minor, then you're the guardian, therefore you get to get it.
Yep.
If this person has a spouse, then generally speaking, they're the one who gets all that
info, right?
Yeah, unless you're listed as their medical power of attorney, they don't have to tell you anything.
HIPAA laws, right?
Yeah, they're protected from that. Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
can't roll. It's technically, isn't this the same kind of deal with colleges? Like if your child's 18 or whatever, you come busting in there wanting to know their grades and stuff, they're like, well, they're 18. It's none of your business. Yeah.
Yep.
Same kind of deal,
Yeah. Oh, something like this happened in one of the military academies. This cadet was in a terrible wreck, and so the parents are calling the hospital, how's my kid? And it's like, well, HIPAA, we can't tell you a darn thing. And boy, that went around the parent email pretty darn quick.
Yeah. But and put it this way, they've got to be, because, especially medical, that's a very litigious world.
Yeah.
They're looking for it. So, yeah, they're going to CYA everything on that.
Yeah, so as soon as your kids turn 18, whether they go to college or not.
Yeah, they're adults.
They're adults. You need to get a medical power of attorney. The medical community calls it a 5 wishes document, generally these documents have 2 parts. One part is medical decision making. The second part is end of life decisions. I do or do not want artificial nutrition, hydration, and you can leave that blank if you want, because it asks about organ donorship also. So you can leave that part blank if you want, but your 18-year-old child needs to give you a medical power of attorney, 5 wishes document. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard.
This is a good time to talk about that kind of stuff, too, because they're just back to school and things and probably not didn't think about it, and especially if they're going away for the first time.
Yeah.
Didn't think about this. But, yeah, if your kid's away at college, you need to get something in case, God forbid, you got to call a hospital and find out some history, medical status on your child.
Because we all know how good at decision-making 18-year-olds are.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'd hate for it to be in a case where your child is incapacitated, and by law you can't make a medical decision for it.
Yeah, there's a gentleman here in town in college was in a wreck, was in a coma, and his parents got no information. They're trying to pay the rent, but the landlord wouldn't talk to them because they weren't on the lease. And same thing with the car. They're trying to make car payments, but they wouldn't talk to them.
I know you never want to think about these things, but God forbid if something happens and there's no payment in place, it makes life really difficult. So please make that a priority. It's something that I don't think a lot of people think about when they send their kids off to college and all that, but that's legit concern, and it's something you need to address, because guess what? Your kids are adults now. As much as you don't want to admit it.
Or as much as they don't act like it.
Yeah, they have legal protections, and some are wonderful, but some could be a real problem when you can't be mom or dad anymore because the law won't let you.
That's right. So let's say your adult child starts shacking up with someone you really, really don't approve of. And you're afraid that the person you don't approve of is trying to get their little money hooks into your child. Does New Mexico have common law marriage?
For that?
For a common law marriage situation.
We are a common law state, right?
Not really.
No?
We're Spanish.
Okay, that's right.
Common law refers to English common law.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So
we're Spanish.
So no, then we don't have to deal with them.
We do not have common law marriage.
Yeah.
Some states do, but the question would be, if you live in that state that recognizes common law marriage, and end up here, New Mexico might recognize that state recognizing common law marriage.
So if there you're on the hook.
Yeah. So you might be on the hook in a different state.
Gotcha.
And I think Texas does recognize common law marriage. It's interesting, in England, most of the marriages are common law marriages. They don't go to church. And that's probably, I'm guessing, because so many religious wars for so long.
Yeah. If you weren't Church of England or something else, yeah, that's
and
the whole.
Yeah.
Ask the Irish about all that.
Yeah, not good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of history there. But, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, look, just be married. Yeah, pay your, as long as you pay your taxes, we don't care. Yeah, that's probably about right. So, but, yeah, so check on that kind of stuff. So.
How are we doing on time?
We got about 5-10 minutes here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just wouldn't be time sensitive.
Yeah.
So speaking of getting deeds off the internet,
which is never a good idea.
So let's say John and Mary, husband and wife, bought a house, and then Mike and Kim go house shopping. And so John, the surviving spouse, deeds the house to Mike and Kim. And you just get a deed off the internet. What's wrong with that picture?
A lot of red flags there. I mean, how do you know there's not an existing deed somewhere or anything else? I mean,
how do you know he's the survivor?
And how do you know there's a lot of.
I mean, if he was going,
if he just rolls up and says without a deed or proof of
death certificate,
proof of actual said claim.
If wife was alive and he's trying to screw her, how would he do it?
This is like some Robin Hood showing up out of the crusade, just saying, I'm here, I was the guy.
Exactly. Yeah. So, if wife was alive and he's trying to screw her, he would claim to be the sole surviving spouse.
Yeah.
So if it's 50-50, whether it's innocent or a crook, but the problem is we don't know.
Yeah.
So that's a huge problem that we see a lot of times.
You know, there's actually, do you remember a movie that came out in the 90s? It starred Richard Gere and I think Jodie Foster. And it was called like Summersby, I want to say. And it was literally post-Civil War where a guy comes back
claiming to be somebody
else. And he was actually, the guy was killed. And he just told stories about his wife and everything, and he basically, I think he was a fugitive or something. And,
he assumed the identity of the dead man.
Yeah,
and comes back to the wife.
The wife fell in love with the fake one as opposed to the real one and all that. But
he's able to get away with it because they were only married, and then he went off to war.
Married
less than 2 weeks.
And the guy apparently looked kind of like him or something.
But the shoe size was different, and the wife picked up on that. There's a couple other little things. Yeah.
So I just think of that when you were talking about that story. I think of that. I wonder how often that was tried a few times during, back when, it was not photos or pictures or, real, documented evidence of some of the stuff that someone could literally pretend to be somebody else if you know what you're doing.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's another one there too.
Created a fictional character. Yeah.
Yep.
So, in what are called the Synoptic Gospels, the first 4 Gospels of the New Testament. So they think Matthew was written by somebody who was Jewish because there's a lot of Jewish themes in it. And they think John was probably written by a Greek because of the different themes in that. And so John's very spiritual. So, it starts with, in the beginning was the Word.
Mm-hmm.
And the Word was God, was with God. And so the Greek word for word that they use is logos.
Okay.
In the beginning was the logos, and the logos was God and was with God. So we keep that in mind. In all Greek, the a prefix means not.
Okay.
So if someone's asymptomatic, apolitical, that means they're not political.
Right.
So one of the ancient Greek words for horse was a logos.
Okay.
Well,
it's not a horse.
that doesn't seem to make much sense, does it? But the reason the Greeks call it a logos was because it was an animal and did not have the ability to reason. It was unreasoning.
Ah, okay.
So if we say in the beginning was the ability to reason, and the ability to reason was God and was with God, that is a whole new twist.
Yeah.
And then when you think of God made man in his image, perhaps it was in the image of the ability to reason.
Not physically.
Not a physical, obviously not a physical form, right?
Yeah. Interesting.
But interesting when you look at the words that are used. Yeah.
And that's why people still debate the Bible thousands and thousands and thousands of years after and will continue into the future.
Well, if you look through your King James Old Testament, and sometimes God is referred to as Jehovah, sometimes God, and sometimes you see the word Lord in all capital letters. And so when you see that, the Hebrew word was Elohim.
Okay.
Well, the interesting thing about the word Elohim is plural.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, that's interesting in the Jewish theology.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. We'd have to go ask a Hebrew scholar why the plural's there, because I don't know, but that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be interesting indeed. Which that's a whole nother spark of debates.
There you go, yeah.
A History Channel special. But
Fiction and Fact from Matt's Almanac.
There you go. Of course, if you need not only scholarly advice or anything else, but if you do have legal issues when it comes to family law or setting up your business and protecting your business and assets and things like that, please reach out to Bristol Law Office. Let them sit down and have a conversation with you first and tell you, yeah, I can help you out with a simple form, or no, we got to get down and dirty and get into the nitty gritty on this one.
Give us a call, 625-5284.
Yeah.
And boy, Mike, it's been a pleasure being here.
It's always fun. BristolOffice.net. You can go to the website there and
check us out
and schedule a consultation for everything there. And please see him first before. Young couples get married, getting things. Talk to him first about setting up that will, setting up those things, setting up those asset protections for your soon-to-be kids and all those things. That's what he can do to help you. Do it now, not after the fact, or
not after things go wrong.
When the kid's 16. He wants to go to college. Well, he better get a job real quick. Good deal. Well, thank you, Matt, as
Thanks,
always.
Mike.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Stay cool, dry, whatever we got going on this
You too.
week. 7:55. Let's pause for news. Your Kim Commando update. Chaves County sports as well. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
With your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A Grants man has now been arrested and charged with murder in connection to the shooting death of a man in Roswell. 40-year-old Marcos Prieto is accused of fatally shooting 21-year-old Colton Porter. RPD says the two men had an ongoing conflict between them, and Prieto allegedly showed up at Porter's home in the 300 block of West Linda Vista Boulevard Thursday morning, where he broke out a window and began shouting for Porter to come out. Porter armed himself with a knife and went outside, but moments later, Prieto is accused of shooting Porter. Witnesses were able to tell police of a blue pickup truck that sped away. The truck was located within a few minutes, with Prieto alone inside at the nearby McDonald's. Prieto tried to flee, but was captured by the officer and arrested for an unrelated warrant out of Grants. The Roswell Fire Department now has a light-medium tactical vehicle that will enhance the fire department's response to incidents requiring water rescue. The LMTV is a durable, high-water capable transport and rescue vehicle. Its ability to navigate flooded roadways, carry equipment and personnel, and support rescue operations makes it a vital asset during flood and swift water incidents. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
What if you had an assistant that worked 24/7, never took a lunch break, and was free, or maybe just $20 a month? I'm Kim Commando. In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, and faster with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Try OCI for free at oracle.com/Kim. Let's talk about what AI can really do at work beyond email help and meeting notes. Got a contract filled with legal mumbo jumbo? AI can break it down to plain English. Need a presentation or a deck? Feed AI your bullet points and ask for 10 slides with speaker notes. It can also write LinkedIn posts based on your resume, prep talking points for a meeting, or role play as a tough investor before your pitch. You can also give it a spreadsheet of survey results and say, summarize the key trends and give me 3 takeaways. How about one more? Record a Zoom call, upload the transcript, and ask AI to write the follow-up emails for every person in the meeting. AI can make you look like a total rock star. Get my newsletter at getkim.com. In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick 2. But what if you could have all 3 at the same time? That's exactly what some of the world's most innovative brands and AI tech companies have since they've upgraded to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run any workload in a high availability, consistently high performance environment and spend less than you would with other clouds. So how is it faster? OCI's block storage gives you more operations per second. Cheaper? OCI costs up to 50% less for computing, 70% less for storage, and 8% less for networking. Better? In test after test, OCI customers report lower latency and higher bandwidth versus other clouds. This is the cloud built for AI and all your biggest workloads. Right now, with zero commitment, try OCI for free. Head to oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Let's give you a recap from action on Friday night, high school football, where the Goddard Rockets are now 2-1 after a Smoking Valley 49-14 at the Wool Bowl. Goddard next plays at Santa Teresa this Friday at 7. Meanwhile, Roswell's 1-2 after losing to Hobbs on the road 37-27 on Friday. Hobbs jumped out to a 23-7 lead in that one. Roswell could never really quite recover. The Coyotes play host to Lovington Friday night at 7. Grants defeats Dexter in Dexter by a score of 44-22. Grants, a 4A school, and NMMI loses to a 2A school on the road. A tough one. The Eunice, 50-20 was the final score as the Cardinals stay undefeated. Meanwhile, it was Hagerman beating Cloudcroft on the road by a score of 36-28. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
The president posted an Apocalypse Now meme online that said, "Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War." Illinois' governor was not amused, calling the president a wannabe dictator, and Donald Trump responded.
We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend.
He has promised to send National Guard troops and immigration agents to Chicago following similar actions here in Washington. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Israeli paramedics say 6 people have died. A mass shooting in Jerusalem happened at a crowded bus stop. Police say 2 attackers were neutralized soon after the shooting began. President Trump's Religious Liberty Commission has opened its second hearing in Washington, D.C., with Salem radio talker Eric Metaxas at the mic.
You cannot have America, you cannot have a self-governing nation without a robust expression of Christian faith among its citizenry.
Today's hearing focuses on religious liberty issues in public education. The Trump administration appealing to the U.S. Supreme Court for an emergency order aimed at keeping billions of dollars worth of foreign aid frozen. President Trump says Israel has accepted a U.S. peace proposal for Gaza. He is urging Hamas to follow suit. The president says he is confident about that and also about getting a deal between Russia and Ukraine, although Russia continues hammering civilian targets in Ukraine, killing at least 4 people in the latest aerial assault. Watching Wall Street this morning, the Dow is down 82 points, while the Nasdaq is up 163. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Devastating flooding in the Pakistani province of Punjab, with dozens of towns and villages submerged beneath the waters of monsoon floods. There have been tens of thousands of evacuations.
Mosques blasted out urgent evacuation orders as floods reached critical levels in the city of Jalalpur Pirwala. Around midnight, officials deployed more boats and rescuers to respond to the unfolding crisis. One resident told the BBC some people had climbed up mango trees to escape the currents. Others hired private boats and tractors to evacuate. Before the dramatic rise in waters overnight, several residents said they'd been calling for help. But rescuers have told the BBC they are now overwhelmed and overstretched after weeks of floods.
The BBC's Azadeh Mashiri. An Australian judge sentencing 50-year-old Erin Patterson to life in prison for poisoning 4 of her estranged husband's relatives with death cap mushrooms. News and analysis at townhall.com. A prominent player in the emerging field of AI learns a costly lesson about copyrights.
The artificial intelligence company Anthropic has agreed to pay $1.5 billion to settle a class action lawsuit by book authors who claim the company took an estimated 500,000 pirated copies of their works to train its chatbot technology. If approved by a judge, the landmark settlement could mark a turning point in legal battles between AI companies and various fields of creative professionals who accuse the companies of copyright infringement. George Williams reporting.
China's customs agency reports the country's exports grew at a somewhat slower rate last month. $321.8 billion in exports in August, a 4.4% increase compared to the same month last year, but it's down from a 7.2% jump for the month of July. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
The Deuce indeed. Of Mornings with Mike Winters. Right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yes.
That's all I can say about that. Happy Monday.
It's an oxymoron, but sure.
No one is happy about it. Unless it's like a Labor Day or something. But that it is not. It is just your Garden Variety Monday today.
Nicer, though, temperature-wise. It was.
This is a true statement.
It's quite a nice temp weekend, all told.
92 is a good temp.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not... It's warm, but not like...
Yeah, I'm not dying.
But it's, it's pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good... Like if people that say I like warm weather, I feel like 92 is what you like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because no one likes 1.
I imagine, people who live in like Phoenix, you get used to like a 98-degree day has got to feel like our 92.
But at the end of the day, you get used to it. That's
you acclimate.
That's not far from liking.
That's true. I tolerate it.
I got used to eating a lot of things. I don't like none of it.
That's fair.
But, of course, I didn't talk NFL.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Commanders won. Packers look good.
Yeah,
they beat Detroit, man. People all of a sudden, wait a minute, this Packer team might be good. Yeah. I'm going to have to find out. Washington plays them Thursday.
Ooh.
So that's the Thursday night game.
That's going to be a good
in Lambeau, by the way. Your boy in Pittsburgh did good over the week. Rodgers, he did all right. He won. So.
Yeah, the guy's he still got it. He still got the arm.
Ish. He's got Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, that's
the thing. Mike Tomlin don't fail. Like even if Pittsburgh's worse, they still make the playoffs. Like it'd just be nice to have a team. Like, oh, we stink this year. We only got 10 wins. Every year, Pittsburgh. Spool. Pittsburgh fans are spool. Spool.
It always, bums me out. Like there's people who are fans of teams just because of locality. It's like it's got to be a bummer to like live in Jacksonville, And I mean, every now and again they pull it out, but
I learned a factoid about Jacksonville this weekend.
Oh yeah?
Did you know that the city of Jacksonville, as far as square acreage or square miles of land, it is the largest city in the country.
Really?
Yep.
I did
as far
not
as
know that.
Not population, but in terms of square miles of spread outness, it's the largest in the country.
It's got all the space they need.
Yeah.
What they do with it, that's another story entirely.
Florida, man. So.
It's Florida, man.
There's a lot goes on there. And that's why, like, if you watch that live PD show, I still think they got like six departments in Florida still because, you know, they don't, and they need more to cover it all. But
Honey, our cops is on.
Right.
That's still to this day my two favorite episodes of My Name Is Earl.
Yeah.
Are the ones that are completely out of format. They're Our Cops is on.
Yeah.
Which is where they basically they filmed the episode of Cops in the city of where
I can actually say Our Cops is on.
Hickleyville.
I can actually say that.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law was on Cops.
Really?
Yeah.
Now,
fortunately, from the officer perspective.
no, that's what I was going to say. From which side, sir?
Yeah. My brother-in-law, who's now a Santa Fe cop, was on Cops years ago. Back when he was with the Albuquerque Police Department. The cops were there and all that. And, yeah, he was on this episode where they went to serve a warrant, and they had to bust into this house, and the lady was going crazy and cut herself open on a window.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's one of the more bloodier ones. He was telling me all about it. He says, like, the cops crew help you.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Like he said, that woman in the scene was going crazy and everything and running. And literally the boom guy tackled her and said, he said, get down, woman, and popped her and knocked her on the ground.
Now, that's not traditionally a camera person, the people who are there to film the action.
Yeah.
You're to stay hands off.
He said they
Wow.
got they helped.
Do you think that felons like people who have been on, do you think they treat it like an IMDb page?
Oh,
like
yeah.
I was crazy crackhead number 3 on episode 1198.
Yeah. Well, you can tell. Like, if you ever watch the live PD now that, you know, it's been on, but if you ever watch it on a given Friday, every once in a while, like, oh, this live PD, and then they start hamming it up and doing their whole, their whole routine for everybody right there in the middle of the street.
I got a tight 5 I've been working on.
It's pretty funny, but I
Can you go on an airplane bathroom?
And that makes me wonder if some people actually want to get pulled over just to put the things that you find in their car sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, you really travel with that? You just knew they were coming.
There was one video, and it's still one of my favorites. It was a few months ago, and it went viral. There were cops that had this lady stopped, and they had her out of the car, basically like interrogating her, and inside the car, her pet raccoon, which is already a fantastic addition to that story, like scurries over to her purse, pulls out her crack pipe, and starts acting like he's hitting it.
Oh, nice.
The raccoon does. So the cop puts gloves on, like carefully gets in the car and gets the crack pipe out, and the raccoon reaches in her purse and pulls another one out.
Nice.
Starts hitting that one. And the cops are just like, is this really happening? Like, Ashton!
Hey, what else
is
raccoon? Yeah, what else you got, raccoon? Can take me to the next thing. Yeah, you gonna take me to the drug stash too?
Like, this lady's so into that pipe that her raccoon is picked up on it. The fact that you have a raccoon should tell you everything you need to know about this lady.
So I was smoking crack with my raccoon the other day.
Me and the coon were just, kicking back, smoking crack.
That's the way to start a story.
Oh no, don't give human drugs to it, then he's gonna want it every time.
Right. Oh, he don't share.
We don't feed Rascal from the table.
What are we, savages?
I mean, you don't want to develop a habit or anything,
Right, exactly. But I don't know. And I know there's a sect of people that look at raccoons as just pets.
That's a stretch. I mean, there's a reason they call them trash pandas.
Oh yeah,
they're garbage of the animal
varmints.
world.
They're possums. They're all just rats. Some are bigger than others. I don't know whoever wants a possum. You ever seen possums?
Oh yes, I've seen possums.
Like because they back home in Maryland. They used to be all over the place. I know my uncle ran over at least 4 of them with lawnmowers over the course of years. I don't know how many times I remember. I ran over another possum in the yard. Be a
Lost
dead possum
another one.
Yeah, be a kid out there just I just thought they just for years, I was like, man, there's a lot of these possums just hanging dead, and I didn't even know they hung out at night. I thought they just hung out in your grass.
I think Dad might have been looking for him. He's like, I see you.
Yeah. Well, he was probably drunk. So as is the case in most of those folks there.
It's the best part of lawn mowing. Day drinking. Kidding me?
That and the clothesline. But anyway, let me give you the rundown.
Oh, yes.
For this hour of the show. And congratulations, Commanders. I want to know. I want to make that.
Good
was
on you.
They, and you know what the part I love? They didn't even look that great. But they were, it's just, this is what teams that are Super Bowl contenders look like.
They're just
even when they stink, they still look good.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like they look like their defense was lights out, but their offense was meh. You know, they had a couple good plays, they had a couple good passes. Giants defense is legit, man. Their offense sucks, but their defense is pretty good. They got a legit defense. That offense needs some help. Russell Wilson is, I don't know. There's just a lot of passes thrown to, like, where are you throwing that to, bud? There's just there's like nobody there.
But defense makes the difference.
Yeah.
For sure.
Then again, I was told our defense was doing pretty good too. So
Mhm.
I don't know. See, that's just it. I'm like, are they good or is the Giants just stink? I don't know yet.
Right.
Like everyone's like, man, look how they were, but let me see them do it against an offense that.
How does our brick wall compare to their brick wall?
Yeah. Now Giants legit. I think their defense is going to be scary.
Yeah.
Or defense at some point. They're especially their front line. They got some tree trunks out there. Pretty big dudes. So we'll see.
That's all you need. Good wall around your quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I guess if Russell Wilson don't work out, they can get Aaron Rodgers next year. He's bouncing around.
He's just getting passed around like a beach ball at a Nickelback concert.
I'm sorry, but every time I see the Giants coach, he looks like a guy I grew up with that we called Fester. So he's a nice guy, the guy I grew up with, but he looked like Fester because he always had a bald head before everyone shaved their head or it fell out.
Back
my
before
case.
it was cool.
Yeah.
Well, Brian DeBole.
Yeah, that guy. But a guy that I grew up with looks like him.
Huh.
So every time I see him, I think of Fester.
I can kind of see it. He also looks like somebody too, and I can't put my finger on it.
Fester.
No, but of course, because it's me, it's probably going to be a wrestler.
King Kong Chickless. Like if King Kong Bundy and Michael Chiklis had a kid, kind of look like that guy. That's my thing.
All right.
All right. Now let's do the rundown.
Now the rundown.
On that note, Baby Huey. No, it's a kid. Telly Savalas. And all right, we're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. And then Carl Shelton patiently waiting from the Conquistador Council here, District Executive. He's going to join us, give us an update on several events coming up here in the fall that we want to put on people's radar. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, Wall Street business updates, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show.
He looks like one of the Good Brothers.
One of the Good Brothers?
From, originally from New Japan, from the Bullet Club, but they were in WWE for a little while. But yeah, he looks like one of the guys from the Good Brothers. Like very, very much.
You just said a whole bunch of things I have no idea. The Good Club, the Bullet Club, the Good Brothers. I don't know any of that stuff.
Yeah. That's how I felt for the last 15 minutes, Michael.
Oh, that's part of the Toe Jam Possum Brigade. All right.
You go talking your foosball. You know I don't follow the sports.
That's the Straight Shoe Pancake Turners right there. All right.
You're actually kind of close.
Just make up these fictitious clubs. That's the One-Eyed Garden Weasel Banana Brigade.
I say you're kind of close because one of them calls himself Sour Boy.
On that note, it's 8:19. Here's your weather.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment. Hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things are good for a while. We have a fairly big high-pressure system moving into the area. That'll hang around for most of the upcoming week. Sunshine today. We're expecting low 90s. Overnight looks clear with our low in the mid-60s, and then we move into the mid-90s for the afternoon high on Tuesday, and sunny. It looks about the same for Wednesday and Thursday, low to mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 68 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 84% with winds out of the south at 13 miles per hour. Believe it or not, they say there is a 20% chance we could see some afternoon showers or thunderstorms. 80% chance we won't, but there's a 20% chance we could. Otherwise, sunny and a high of 92 for today with southeast winds at around 10 miles per hour. Skies will be clear tonight with an overnight low of 64 degrees, south winds at around 10 miles per hour. Sunny, expect a high of 96 for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny skies, 94 for a high, south winds at around 10 miles per hour. Thursday starts going the other way, sunny and 93. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we settle into a nice sunny and 91. So that's what we're looking at there. So it looks 90s for the week, warmer for the first half. It'll cool off into the lower 90s by the back half of the week here. So dare I say, first signs of fall coming? Dare I say it? Ain't no leaves turning yet, but I'm imagining give us a couple weeks. We're going to start seeing it. Believe it or not, we'll start seeing it. I know you don't think it, but it'll happen. It's weird like that. All right, it is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break. And then Carl with the Conquistador Council is going to join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Coach, can you talk about the latest trade rumors?
Absolutely. Right now, you can get big money for your trade at Roswell Ford.
Start your season with a win at Roswell Ford. Right now, we need trades. So if you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. With 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit with great terms, with good credit, no credit, or even if your credit is less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $28.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Feeling tired, stressed, or just not your best self? You can discover a new path to wellness with Roswell's functional medicine specialists. Our expert team uncovers the root cause of your health concerns, creating personalized plans to restore balance and vitality. From nutrition to lifestyle, we empower you to thrive. You may have noticed that traditional medicine treats your disease, but functional medicine aims at reversing your disease. We don't stop until you're optimized. Other doctors may say your labs are in the normal range. We strive for optimum in your hormones, your energy, your drive, emotions, and metabolism. Visit Roswell Medical Clinic at 111 West Hobbs or call 575-623-3311 to book an appointment. Take charge of your health naturally. Feel the difference at Roswell Medical Clinic.
This air race weekend, get your dancing boots on and head to the Liberty in downtown Roswell for the Colt Gibson Band, Saturday, September 13th.
And you're not the first, much less the last notch that you are.
With special guest, Sycamore Flood.
Must be the whiskey.
Doors open at 6. Show starts at 7. Colt Gibson Band with special guest Sycamore Flood. Saturday, September 13th at the Liberty in Roswell. Get your tickets now at thelibertyinc.com.
New Mexico small business owners, listen up. Resources are available to help you start, grow, and thrive your business. SSBCI 2.0 offers new small businesses the funding, training, and support you need to get your business off the ground. Have an established business but need additional funding and resources? SSBCI 2.0 is the place for you. Visit edd.newmexico.gov to get started. That's edd.newmexico.gov. Sponsored by this station and the NMBA.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, the district executive here for the Conquistador Council with Scouting USA, Carl Shelton, back with us. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Mike.
How's life with the Scouts this morning?
Life with the Scouts is doing great. It's
busy time of year right now.
This is busy. You know, the perfect cycle as school starts. This is a recruiting season.
Sure.
There's no bad time to join Scouts, but this is the best time to.
It's kind of a good time to kind of check in and get like if you want a starting point, because there'll be a lot of new Scouts that are kind of starting their scouting paths together, and so
they've kind of made that grade shift, so some new program for them. So this is the perfect time that to get involved. We've got recruitments happening in a number of places over town, and
absolutely.
So,
and I say this every time, and of course we've talked a bunch, and I'm an Eagle Scout, and I owe a lot of my what I did to my time in scouting, and that's. Scouting is always what you make out of it, and that's what I tell people. If you invest your time, energy, and effort into it, you're going to come back tenfold with amazing.
Well, that's life, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
You get back what you get.
But scouting really does. If you go in there and you can make it your, and I always tell people to really embrace all of scouting. Because you get some people and they'll get in and it's all about the merit badges and getting the Eagle Scout. And that's good. That's not a bad thing. But if that's your goal in scouting, you're missing really 2/3 of what scouting is about.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you're getting that aspect of it. But part of it is the experience of the adventure, doing things that you would ideally not get to do in a normal situation. I would have never been able to do like whitewater rafting and rock climbing and a lot of the things that I got to do. Certainly I would have never gone to Australia and doing some. Now I did things that more than the average scout does, but yeah, I never would have had those opportunities with scouting, and that's part of scouting too. It's so when they're getting there and they're trying to get on to the next rank, and that's good, but moderation. Stop and smell the roses in your scouting career a little bit too. On that. That's always my advice for every child that goes through scouting is smell the roses and do it. Don't turn it into a achievement factory. Let's also turn it into an experience factory and experience those times camping, those nights when you're sitting in the mud and you're cold and wet, and then you learn that's all part of the fun too. That's it. Remember that time where we stepped in the bee's nest and all that? Yeah, that's all part of scouting, man.
Yeah, and you never stop learning in the program. I mean, even as an adult, you don't stop learning. But and I'll tell you, our council has a rich history of some of our scouts doing some of those spectacular things. We have not missed a contingent to the Jamboree for about 100 years.
That's
so
amazing.
We've got even we're a relatively small council in terms of body count because population density here.
We live in a much more rural part of the world than other parts.
But we keep showing up. We're sending a contingent again in 2026 to the
great.
National. It's amazing.
That's a cool opportunity here. So if your family's looking to take advantage of scouting, please reach out, come by the council office or find a troop or pack that meets near you and pop in for a visit because it really does. I mean, it's just there's so many cool things you get to do through scouting and all that. And we'll talk about a couple events here coming up, but it's and parents, this is where you get to let the grasp go a little bit too in some of that, especially as they get a little older and they get to, I get it, parents, and we have your helicopter parents, other parents, and they want to be in a. This is a chance where you get to let your kids go into an environment, but also let them make mistakes in a safe environment.
Yes.
If that makes sense. Where they're going to have a bad camping experience where someone forgot something and it's going to, but they're in an environment where they're safe and they learn and they get to, and this is what makes them better human beings is able to deal with adversity, come through and learn from it and be better from it. And that's scouting is whether it's, on a camping trip or in a classroom or on a service project working on a thing that they display, see, and experience that on every time they're out doing scouting things. It's just what it is. It's good stuff. And so please consider coming to these meetings. And I'm telling you, the older you get, the cooler the stuff gets.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, along with that, one of the things people don't realize is that our youth, our scouts are learning leadership at every step, whether it's a 5-year-old standing up in front, asking their friends to say the Pledge of Allegiance before they run back to their spot, up into some senior leadership positions, leading a large group on quite some expeditions.
Absolutely. You will see, and I'm telling you, you will see the maturity in your child as they go through it, because as they get into the more older forms of scouting here, past Cubs and into the I guess traditional scouting program, for lack of a better term here, the reins slowly go from the adults running the show to the youth running the show. Mm-hmm. That's just what happens. Now, obviously, the adults keep everyone from the house burning down and everything going crazy, but when the troop wants to go on a scouting camping trip, they're like, okay, how are you going to get food? Where's the money for the food coming from? Who's going to get the food? How's it going? Where are you going to go? What's every logistical aspect of this trip? The scouts are involved in planning it, from who's going where to who's driving whom to what to where are we getting gas to everything else. Sometimes that's part of the learning process, and and to be honest, the parents grow with it too, because if you have a young troop of scouts, like if they're all first-year scouts, obviously the parents and stuff are going to be a more active presence. But as the scouts get 13, 14, 15, and they start getting a little bit more mature, then the reins slip over to them. It's like, okay, we've got a jamboree coming up. What do we need to get our troop at the jamboree this weekend? What's all the planning involved, and what are we missing? What do we got to do? I remember as a kid going grocery shopping and stuff. All right, we got a troop camp out this weekend. All right, no, parents ain't going grocery shopping. We'll take you. Mm-hmm. But you get in there and go ride around and fill your cart, and here's your budget, here's your thing, and if you don't have it, then you don't eat it. That's how you work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sneaking some extra Twinkies in there too. Yeah.
But that's all of scouting. It's not just going on the trip. It's planning for the trip, and that's what makes scouting. It makes these young men and women more worldly, more. They get to see things and they get to experience things that more than likely they would have never got to do.
Absolutely.
And that's what scouting is about. So please, yes, come in and shoot for Eagle Scout and do the merit badges and do all the, but do the other stuff just as hard as you work on those merit badges. Go on those camping trips. Be a patrol leader. Be a senior patrol leader. Go. If you get the honor of being asked in the Order of the Arrow, participate in it. Do it. If someone says you got an opportunity to go to Philmont Scout Ranch, go to Philmont Scout Ranch. It'll be the coolest thing. I'm a 50-year-old man, and I still think about some of the things I did 20 plus, 30 plus, however many years ago that was, at Philmont Scout Ranch. That's what I'm saying.
Lifetime memories that shape the way you see the world.
Absolutely. And so that's why scouting is cool. And please, this is a great time to get involved, and the earlier the more they get to really experience it. So they can start as early as 7 now.
So
or is it even earlier?
We could start in kindergarten. We have lions in kindergarten and tigers in first grade, and that is a heavy parent partner program with that's designed, but it's that entry place into Cub Scouts, and then just keeps going. And then you make the transition into our Scouts BSA scouting program after 11 years old.
And you're considered a youth in many facets of scouting until you're 21, some 18, depending on.
Yep.
Like, for instance, in the traditional scouting program, I just don't have a better term for it. So I'm just calling the traditional scouting program, you're a youth until you turn 18, and then you become an adult. But if you're in Order of the Arrow, unless it's changed since I've been in, you were a youth until you were 21 there. and working at scout camps and things. I think they consider you mostly youth until you're 21.
So we've adopted our language. You're an adult, but you're still you're an adult participant.
Gotcha.
Because we can't change the fact that at 18 you are an adult and
Right.
you have all those. So yeah, our venturing program, our exploring program, which is our career-based field, our Order of the Arrow, those are all things where you can be an adult participant right up till your 21st birthday.
Absolutely. And and matter of fact, I did that. I was literally, I'll never forget. Like my birthday was like at the weekend of one of the ordeals, and like I could do the ceremony Friday night because I was on ceremonies team. I was a big ceremony, and I could do the Friday night pre-ordeal, but I was technically 21 on the ordeal ceremony the next night. So we fudged a little bit. This is the last one. We're done. Yeah. But I remember I was like, he's 21. I mean, today he's 21. Come on.
What time were you born, man?
Right.
And in what time zone was it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Was it in California or was it actually was in Europe? Yes, even better. But yeah, it's such a great thing, and I love doing that. And I'm telling you, it does translate. I went into the United States Air Force as an Eagle Scout. Because I'm an Eagle Scout, they gave me my first rank. Once I completed basic training in the Air Force, I came out with a stripe because one thing and one thing only, I'm an Eagle Scout. That's it. So there is perks to this stuff, and people outside of scouting do understand the value and what an Eagle Scout is and what that person represents.
Absolutely.
And so it's still let's face it, think of any other award in a youth thing that has more knowledge than Eagle Scout.
Yep.
I mean, think of any other, everyone at least understands, or, you had some kind of Eagle Scout, or, you know what I mean? But they know it. They know that you're an Eagle Scout. That means you've accomplished it.
And any youth who decides they're going to pursue it can do it. There may be only one, top scholar of whatever, but anybody who chooses to pursue this can get there if they apply themselves and stay with it.
Yeah, it's not that the work in and of itself is difficult. The path, the dedication, putting in the time, putting in the effort to achieve, and that's the long-standing thing. And as you grow, and it grows with you as you're when you're learning and earning your tenderfoot. The things you're doing at that level is way different than when you're trying to earn your life or star or higher ranks in scouting. Yeah. You're learning the scout. It's setting the table to kind of put you in the mindset of thinking, acting, and being how a scout acts.
And
that's what it is.
And with a mentor all along the way, whether it's a youth mentor who may be working with you in some of those earlier ranks, to adults that are helping you write up your entire Eagle Scout project, which is a business plan.
Absolutely.
And everything you go into it and execute it and provide the leadership for that. So great opportunity to learn how to work in that mentoring role for your future life.
Absolutely. And that's just it. And that's just why, you see the translation and, like, who's of Eagle Scouts, and, you're from your Neil Armstrongs and so forth. That because it really sets the table for whatever your goals are in life to pursue. You're prepared for it. That's what scouting does. Be prepared. That's not just a joke. That's what the things that we say and do in scouting. That's what we live by. And when you hear things like "always leave a place nicer than you found it," these are sayings that ingrained in my head for 20, 50 years now. And all through scouting, be prepared, all the things that scouting represents about, doing the good turn daily, all those things that go on. That's scouting. That's just how you always, and that's how I prepare my life too. I rarely go in completely blind on something. Now I by and large like to fly by the seat of my pants. That's just but there is a method to my madness every time. Like when I talk and I sound like I prepared. It's different than you think I did.
But preparation can look different, right? I mean, being ready for any number of things that might come your way and developing skills ahead of time just becomes the way to be ready for life.
absolutely. And that's what scouting does. And it did it for me, and it absolutely did. I can truly say that my life experience, the things I'm at today, scouting was a huge role in that. And so I will always sing the scouting praises. If you have a child and you think that, if you're like asking me, is it going to benefit from scouting? I was like, yes. Some of the coolest, funnest things I ever did, got to have fun in scouting. Experiences, stories, people. I mean, all of it is just, it's fun. It's just everything's, yeah, at the time there was a couple things like, man, that was wet, or man, that was cold. But later you look back like, oh, what a good time we had.
Yeah.
What we ended up doing? We ended up staying at this guy's house. And this, it's just, how many times, a rain thing happened and we all end up in somebody's house, hanging our socks here and doing this and end up turning to be a bunch of eating cookies by our fireplace. Stuff like that. That's just what happens on Scouts, So please look into this. Come out. Matter of fact, there is a couple of things. We do have some events. We got the Cub Scout Adventure Day coming up. This is a great opportunity for folks to learn a bit about Cub Scouting and stuff too.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll be we're doing a little partnership with the Boys and Girls Club. We're using their facility out there, and that's going to be the 20th.
Yes.
So not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Come on out 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 to 11, before the heat starts to come. It may be hinting at fall, but it's not fall yet.
Yeah, it's still it's still in the 80s and hot by noontime.
There's no charge. We'd love to know if you're coming to make sure we have enough supplies. So if you go to our website at nmscouts.org, in New Mexico, nmscouts.org, let us know, sign up. Number of activities, a little taste of what it is to join the Cub Scout program.
Absolutely. See what it's about.
And enjoy the time with us. So.
Yeah, it's fun. Get arts and crafts and stuff that they get to, and it's the social side.
Yep.
That's the part that when we were kids wasn't a problem, because our parents told us to go outside and play and don't come back till the street lights.
We were that generation, yes.
They don't do that anymore. Probably good in some cases.
Probably.
But that being said, everyone's locked behind a screen. And, nowadays. And so that social side is lacking. You know how you get it back? By coming out to events like this, working with kids in these group projects, actually have them talk face-to-face, interact with other kids their age, and get to and by the way, have fun doing these crafts and various different things. And that's really what Cub Scouts is all about, is doing that first level. And so teaching those things that you want to teach your kids that you really can't teach your kid unless you put them in the thing. That's what scouting is. You know, like you want to teach your kid how to work well in groups, but unless you got a group, it's really hard to do that. So scouting can help with that. So come out to the Adventure Day and get your feet wet with that a little bit.
And if you can't make that, we've got a couple join nights happening in a number of schools. There are flyers going home in some of the schools, but if you didn't get any of the information, reach out to us. We can let you know what pack is closest to you. This is the time, as I said earlier, where we're getting involved is just that perfect cycle.
A lot of troops and packs are kind of starting their fall, which is kind of starting their new thing. And so it's kind of, they're reloading here and retooling for the fall, is because sometimes summer quiets down as families go on vacation. Scout camps pick up, but generally like weekly meetings and things take a little bit of a backseat during the summer in some cases, because
they do. Sometimes they turn into pool parties. Sometimes it's just a service project. And speaking of summer, we had a fantastic summer.
Wahanape had another beautiful. Weather was nice this summer.
The weather was nice. We did have some rain, but if you have the choice of being up there in the low 80s or being down here in the low 100s,
I'll take that every time.
I'll take a little rain.
And thank God there's not dealing with burn scar issues and things where Wahanape is, and that makes it where Riados is dealing with burn scars.
Yes.
So every time it rained, it turned into a nightmare. Fortunately, that's not.
We're very blessed
not
to have that, and so
but that's the beauty of, and this is what I love about camp.
Yeah.
There's no cell service up there, folks. You can't. You are lost by design. You go to week for camp, and So I'm just saying, adult leaders, you want to spend a week at camp where no one can get a hold of you on a cell phone or email or everything, and how delightful does that sound for some people? I know I'd be down with that. maybe, they're always looking for volunteers to be adult leadership with Scout. I mean, obviously a lot of people do it with their children, and that's a good thing. But certainly if you're looking for opportunities to work at camp or do stuff, there's all kinds of opportunities.
We have a number of people. We have folks who served on our summer camp staff this year who recently came out of the service, and they're sort of in a transition period of life. We have adults who are empty nesters who say, what a great way to go up and engage in my passion, from teaching bird study to welding to...
Probably a lot of them grew up as Scouts and know exactly what it brings to the table.
Some do, and some... We've had some that show up, say, well, I want to help serve kids, and they come away going... I had no idea. I mean, it's just it's fun to watch their eyes just grow as they see this, and you're right. That summer, this is sort of that cycle where we grow towards that summer experience. So a lot of the things that you do throughout the course of the years is getting you ready for your summer experience, summer camp, and maybe even another trek. Could be Philmont, could be a whitewater trek, something else to do. So
that's good. That when we talk about Wahinipe and camps like that, that's kind of one of the level of camps we can go where Philmont is the premier. I mean, Philmont's. This is the thing folks don't realize, that the state of New Mexico, you have the country's most premier high adventure scouting base in arguably all of the world, right here in the state of New Mexico. In Philmont Scout Ranch, the Phillips 66, when he made the donation of the land to the Scouts back 100 years ago, whatever that was. You don't realize what a blessing that was. It's a beautiful country up there, and Scouts have been very good stewards of that land over the years, maintaining it and keeping it the way it's intended. They live on it very primitive. Like, put it this way. Going to Philmont Scout Ranch and living in Philmont, it's a whole different set of rules than your day-to-day life and how you live it.
And we've been so good that some of the landowners nearby have allowed leases on their land to expand to millions of acres of wildland that the Scouts are doing their programs up at what's affectionately called Scouting Paradise up there. And it's a great place. Something that a lot of people don't know is the man who was most influential in starting our council here in this area is actually the person that Wade Phillips handed the keys to.
Oh, really?
For Philmont.
Gave him the keys to the castle.
Said, here you go, and he was the first director up there after that. So
if you ever get a chance, head up to Cimarron. That's a very beautiful area and part of the. Philmont. It is really, and don't get me wrong. There's some other great high adventure bases around the country.
Of course.
But they don't. They the one seed, the creme de la creme is Philmont Scout Ranch.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. And we are very blessed to have it here in your own backyard. There's kids all over the world that covet going there, and you have it 4 hours up the road or 5 hours, however the trip is, depending on traffic and weather.
Yeah.
And so please come to the camp, the Cub Scouts Adventure Day here on the 20th and at the Boys and Girls School. What time is that starting?
9 o'clock in the morning.
So get out there till at 9 and sign up. Just it's free. It doesn't cost anything.
Absolutely.
But RSVP so they have enough material for crafts and all of that.
Yep,
good
for all the things we're doing.
But we also have a couple other events. Of course, the 100-year anniversary gala is coming up here later in the fall as well, or winter, I guess you'd probably say on that.
Yeah, the Saturday, November 8th.
Gotcha.
We're going to have a gala to celebrate our 100th anniversary. We would be holding it here in town, but because of the floods so we're going to be at the Artesia Country Club, which
convention center's out of commission.
The convention center's not a choice for that, and we expect to have a
country club's nice
great
in
time.
Artesia. They got good food and everything. Don't worry, you'll be all right.
I have heard, and so
you'll be just fine.
I expect so, but we really hope that we'll have a lot of people from our history, from our 100 years coming out, joining us, getting dressed up and having a great time remembering and sharing their scouting stories and celebrating 100 years.
It's pretty impressive to have 100 years scouting here in the Conquistador Council here in New Mexico, and it is. It's special. So please, obviously, as we get close to the event, we'll have more information and details. But please put that date on your radar. We'd love to have folks RSVP to come out to the Artesia Country Club there in November and join us for a night as we celebrate 100 years of the Conquistador Council.
Yeah, and there's already there are already opportunities to sign up online. Like any event, the venue would like us to get a count enough ahead, so sooner the better. We have some sponsorship opportunities also. If you'd like to get a table, have your business noted there, we'll put you in the program, we'll put you in the slides, and we'd just love to recognize you as sponsoring us. So,
and of course, your donations and things go back to scouting.
Absolutely.
Go back to the programs and keeps camps like Wahinape open and keeps troops from, allowing new troops to pop up here wherever they're needed and things like that.
Yeah, we're in a good position in terms of being a very financially stable council. So that means when we get donations, that money tends to be able to go much more directly into serving youth. Nobody's helping to pay my salary by doing this. So a lot of these funds are going to help Scouts go to Jamboree, help them go to summer camp, help pay their registration fees.
Yeah.
That's all just
pay for that new archery range or new whatever.
Well, I'll tell you,
Elk
Elk Foundation has come through twice this year already with archery equipment, and so we've been really blessed with support from our community and those who are there.
Again, that shows it. Again, that's the proof that the scouting program works, because when you have your conservation programs and your sportsman programs that want to support our shooting sports programs, that's telling you that we do it right, because they know every scout, when they're on that archery range or that rifle range, they're learning to be true sportsmen, true good stewards of the equipment and the sport itself. And as a guy that taught shooting sports for a few years, I know about
it. And on that note, we would love to have. We know we have a lot of people in this area who are familiar with guns, but if you believe in youth education for shooting sports, we'd love to talk with you as we're working to grow our volunteer base to keep the year-round program going.
Well, and I know, especially you get in the upper levels of some of that, you need some NRA certifications and things. It's a little bit more than just teaching knot tying. You got to have some certifications.
Yes, it is. There are high requirements on the more dangerous the activity inherently, but we do these things in a safe and controlled way, just like our ropes cope climbing programs, and again, another place that we're looking to develop. It's if you don't do it right, there is of course real danger.
Absolutely.
But if you're doing it right, it's just perceived danger. If you're strapped in there right,
and
you're up on the tower, you're perfectly safe. I mean, you can drive by NIMI, right, and you see those cadets who are out there climbing the towers, and
that's why I did it. My knees were shaking, but I did it.
Absolutely. You'll learn a lot about yourself by doing that stuff.
I've done it. I know I don't like it and don't need to do it, but I did do it. To say I did it, that's what I say. But you're right. Scouting is, and you always, especially at scout camp, the shooting sports, the cope area, and the waterfront or the aquatics area. Those are usually your three more safety conscious areas.
Absolutely.
They deal with water, firearms, and of course, activities in the sky here. On ropes or on rocks.
Absolutely.
But that's the scouting adventure, and they get to do these things, and these are the things that push the kids to push past fears, to show them that they too can achieve things even if they think they can. That's why scout camp is. I'm telling you, I got more confidence after my first year at camp doing things I didn't, because I couldn't swim. And so that's the week I learned to swim was my first year at scout camp, and now I wasn't Greg Louganius by the end of it, but I could swim. You know what I mean? And that's,
water safe.
Exactly, and that's what scouting does for me, and that's what camp's all about. So please come to these things. There is one more event we want to put on people's radar for the National Eagle Scout, and I'm involved in this one a little bit.
Well, you are. Yeah. You are indeed. So our council is allowed every year to award that's called the National Outstanding Eagle Scout Award.
Yeah.
Those are for our alumni who achieved the rank of Eagle Scout and have made themselves well-known and successful
Stayed out of trouble
in their
trouble.
avocation or vocation. And we have selected 2 this year.
Yeah.
And the first one is Steve Henderson.
Yes, longtime city councilor. He's a staple in our community.
He is all over in Rotary Club. And the second is sitting right across the table from me.
It's like drop off on the number 2 here.
Oh, I don't think so. I was in the room when the committee reviewed, and there was no question they were excited.
I am very honored. Thank you. And it's kind of and I know, just like Steve, this is people that they're obviously not seeking these things. They just kind of come but I am honored just to think that because I'm always a champion for scouting and so it is very honored. So I appreciate the honor. But yeah, we're having a ceremony, a little get together here.
Yeah,
in
we'll be out October 18th, 4:00 in the afternoon, down at the ITC Commons, down at the NMU on the campus. We'd love to have people come out. We'll have some small snacks, and if we can know who's coming, that's great. If not, well, we might run out of food, but we'd still love to have you come and celebrate with us and recognize it.
The good guy.
And
I'm just kidding.
I
am very honored. All jokes aside,
I appreciate the humility, but you're well deserving, and
thank you.
We're excited. You
as much as scouting has given me, there's not nearly enough I could give back to equal. It's what it gave me.
Yeah.
There's just no way. There's just it's scouting and that's the best thing I can do is just tell people, please check it out. I know, I get it. Camping and all that's not for everybody, but you don't have to do. That's the beauty of scouting. The merit badges, you can learn so many. Yes, ideally you need to get dirty and get in a tent and do that every once in a while. But ideally, you can get into scouting and not have to deal with that if that's not what you're into. You could just use it for the other side. You want to learn business. You want to learn, marketing. There's merit badges and scouting activities that set the table. If you're like, I want to be a small business owner, I grow up, but I want to use scouting as my foundation to learn all I can. Guess what?
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of opportunities to do that. Even if you don't like camping. But now that being said, you go on a camping trip, you just might like it.
Absolutely.
You haven't lived to have had your entire meal in a foil ball cooked in a fire. That's just good stuff.
And it is. It's wonderful.
It's delicious.
So easy.
Exactly.
And we introduce families to camping even as early as Cub Scouts. This fall, actually, we'll have a family camp for all of our packs to come out down at Dowling. That's our aquatic base down in Carlsbad.
Yes.
And we try to make it as easy as possible for you to come and have a great introduction to camping. So whether you are longtime experience camping or you are just nervous as can be, but trying to do something fun with your kid, then come on out, get involved. And
once you see it in action, you're going to get hooked.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's just, look, you hear the lead the horse to water, can't make a drink. Come to the water. You're going to want to drink.
Yeah.
Once you just come to the water, come see it, come check it out. You're going to be impressed at what's scouting on.
And watching some of the kids just blossom at camp. And I was at one camp and we had a 7-year-old who was coming through and was doing something that their parents said they would never do in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mom looked at it and said, "What are you? Why are you doing that? You never want to do that." And this kid just looks up at mom and goes, "Camp is magic." And it really is. It just, it takes you in a good way outside of that comfort zone, and you try things you probably would never try sitting in that safety and security of your normal environment.
Kids get their first real taste of independence in scouting. That's it. You realize what a big a deal it is till it happens.
Wow.
Carl, I think we got it all. Is there anything we missed that we wanted to cover? Or did we pretty much get it?
Well, I do just want to say that we've got some. We'll be down at the area after the air races.
Okay.
We'll be down at the Performing Arts Center we're showing some movies.
Oh, great.
And so they'll start at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Now, we're doing it mostly for the folks who are coming and visiting. By the way, if you're listening, welcome to Roswell.
Come on down.
And
get the green chili.
But we'll be down there. Families are welcome to come. It's $5 to come in. The proceeds are helping to send kids to Jamboree and kids to camp.
Yep.
And enjoy a movie and spend some time with us.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, and then of course later this fall, be aware, and we'll probably come back in. But scouting for food, we'll be out collecting food to take to Harvest Ministries and take care of folks.
You don't
there.
realize how much that fills the coffers there at Harvest Ministries scouting for food. It's the letter carriers drive. These are two of these big events that really, especially that it helps between the lean times for them. So good deal. Carl, thank you very much.
Always a pleasure, Mike.
And thank you again for the honor.
We'll
talk more about it as we get.
We will.
And we'll see you here next time.
All right.
Stay cool, I guess, this week.
As cool as possible.
There you go. All right, it's 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
To secure the release of hostages in Gaza. He said the Israelis have accepted his terms, and now it is time for Hamas to accept as well or face the consequences. The president went a step further, declaring this is his last warning and there will not be another one. Hamas continues to hold 50 hostages, with only 20 believed to be alive. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Israel is dealing with its deadliest mass shooting in about a year. 6 people killed in an attack by 2 gunmen happened at a bus stop in North Jerusalem.
The shooting took place at a major intersection at the northern entrance to Jerusalem, on a road that leads to Jewish settlements located in East Jerusalem. As well as the number killed, paramedics say at least 15 other people were injured and 6 are in a serious condition after the Monday morning attack, while police announced 2 attackers were neutralized soon after the shooting began. This one's the country's deadliest shooting attack in nearly a year. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The operation has been dubbed Patriot 2.0. ICE raids underway in Massachusetts, targeting criminal illegal aliens that the Trump administration describes as the worst of the worst. Saying we're not going to war, President Trump insists that he is justified in his plan to deploy National Guard troops to fight crime in Chicago. And the president still holding out hope for a peace deal to end the bloodshed in Ukraine. So far, however, there is no end to the hostilities, Russia launching another major aerial assault on civilian targets in Ukraine. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 36 points, the Nasdaq ahead 172. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Attention investors with a 401k, IRA, or retirement account. The dollar has lost over 25% of its value in the past 5 years, and it's only going to get worse. Are you prepared for what's about to happen next? We are Advantage Gold, the #1 customer-rated gold IRA company in America, and we are helping Americans prepare for the great de-dollarization by diversifying their portfolios with physical precious metals. We've partnered with former chief economist of the IMF, Kenneth Rogoff, to give away his latest book called Our Dollar, Your Problem, a must-read for investors. Call 800-741-GOLD, and we'll rush a free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem to your doorstep, and include our special gold IRA investing kit, valued at $49. The dollar is losing value fast. Call 800-741-GOLD now to get your free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem, and our free gold IRA investing kit. Supplies are limited. Consult your tax and financial professional before investing. Call 800-741-4653. That's 800-741-GOLD.
13 Palestinians who claim their families were mistreated during British rule during the first half of the 20th century demand an official apology from the UK. They've filed a lengthy petition with the British government.
The petition alleges British conduct against Palestinians during the 3 decades of colonial rule from 1917, known as the Mandate, involved repression of the population that amounted to war crimes and crimes against humanity. Much of the 400-page document focuses on what was known as the Arab Revolt in the late 1930s, when British forces crushed an insurgency using methods described by policies of the time as collective punishment. Practices included home demolitions and the use of prisoners as human shields, with the dossier alleging a widespread pattern of murder, torture, persecution, and arbitrary detention.
And that's BBC correspondent Tom Bateman. News and analysis, townhall.com. Federal lawsuit filed against controversial Proposition 50 in California.
We got to fight this absolutely outrageous election rigging scheme from Gavin Newsom.
That's Republican candidate for California Governor Steve Hilton. He's filed a federal lawsuit against Prop 50.
You know that we already have gerrymandered maps in California. I've been talking about that a lot.
Hilton's federal lawsuit argues it violates several laws, including voter equal protection.
The districts should be roughly equal in population size so that votes have roughly equal weight. Right now in California, a Democrat vote has 3 times the weight of a Republican vote.
Larry Marino, Los Angeles.
The UN's postal agency says postal traffic into the U.S. plunged by more than 80% after the Trump administration ended a tariff exemption for low-cost imports. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tabloid said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday it is.
I know we're in a bit of a hurry. We're double booked this hour, but I came across this story that made me laugh hard.
Yeah?
So a company is out 500,000 pounds, or $1 million. What happened was a top AI firm was testing a robot with AI abilities. And
one of the ones that fights and kicks.
No. This is just it's kind of looks like one of those Elon Musk robots.
Okay.
But they trained it on emotions. They said it was trained on animal pictures and emotions. It was flawless on paper. So then they took this AI robot and they put it in front of a lion, like an actual lion.
All right.
So what happened was the robot glitched. It said, cat big scared. Okay? Cat big scared. That's what the robot said.
Okay.
Was freaking out because the lion was roaring in his face and everything.
Right.
They took this robot back. They wiped its memory. Still, anytime you put this robot in front of any four-legged creature, whether it was a goat or a house cat, it still said, no, scared.
Wow.
They completely, they turned the unit off and started it back up again. They did everything they could.
Now it's scared of four-legged things.
So what they had to do was they had to remove a section of the programming that they had put into this robot to basically understand emotions. It was a $500,000 component and basically was worthless now.
Wow.
What they did was this is the first case of robot PTSD.
Oh,
they literally gave the robot PTSD.
Johnny Five is
which
alive.
I think is hilarious. All these strides in technology and robotics and AI that they've been making, lions win every time. It's just the way the robot was like, cat big scared. And then they put it in front of a little itty bitty cute house cat and it said, no, scared.
Johnny Five is alive.
That's kind of what went through my head. It was like, we programmed them to feel.
Yeah.
I mean, and now they understand the world around us is terrifying.
Yep.
It's just great.
Tell you, then it's going to kill us.
Hmm?
Lion, kill. And they're going to think all of us are lions.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do this. Carrie Moore is going to join us here from the Health Council, and then we have Lee joining us, Commander Lee from American Legion Post 61. So let's do this. We're going to do weather, and then we're going to talk with Carrie for a few minutes, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll talk with Lee. So quick weather update, and then Carrie going to join us on the other side. Don't go away here. We'll be back about 30 seconds.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things are good for a while. We have a fairly big high-pressure system moving into the area. That'll hang around for most of the upcoming week. Sunshine today. We're expecting low 90s. Overnight looks clear with our low in the mid-60s, and then we move into the mid-90s for the afternoon high on Tuesday and sunny. It looks about the same for Wednesday and Thursday, low to mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
Hi-yo. Good morning. It is 10 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Chaffetz County Health Council, Carrie Moore back with us. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning.
How's life at the Health Council today?
Getting healthier one day at a time. One person at a time.
One apple at a time.
Right?
But it's of course now we're in that now that the fall's kind of quiet down a little bit because the summer with the health expo with everything, it's kind of a bit of a lull compared to the summer here.
Sort of, kind of, but not really. I mean, it's a bunch of smaller things now.
Sure.
So I mean, the expo is always just the big thing, but from here, this is where we do our bread and butter,
sure,
or our peanut butter and apple
there
type
you go.
Stuff. That was a cheesy
side.
commercial.
You want cheese? I got all kinds of cheese.
So, we got a lot of things going on. This week is our health council meeting. So
Yes.
It's always that second Wednesday
Your
of the
monthly
month.
meeting.
Our monthly
and
meeting.
the public is encouraged and invited to be a part of it.
Yes. And one of the things I did is I changed the whole layout on it. So what we do every month is we pick a topic, and then we have a couple of speakers come in and discuss, and then we try to map resources and try to figure out, do we have enough of this in town? Do we need more of this? Are we oversaturated? So like last month was overdose prevention. This month is food. So we've got our very own Jocelyn from Food Not Bombs coming in. We're going to have Healthy Kids Chaffetz County coming in, and then we'll map out the Roadrunner food banks.
Great.
And see what kind of resources and stuff that we have available.
And really, these are the forefront of the organizations right now that are addressing these food issues in our community. Jocelyn and Food Not Bombs, they're every Thursday now and Sunday. They're usually out in the courthouse or downtown here, serving up food and everything. And it's free. It's just people donate food, restaurants,
food recovery.
Yeah. Various civic organizations have their luncheons or whatever. You got leftovers, and they just serve it and come eat, and it's a great thing. Chaffetz County Healthy Kids, they work a lot with the schools in the summer for the summer meal programs, those kind of
doing healthy recipes, understanding how diabetes works. I mean, it's the education piece to it.
Yeah, working with kids on their own, like a lot of these grow programs you're seeing in a lot of schools, and like Healthy Kids has their hand in all that kind of stuff. So these other organizations are, so it's great to hear from them exactly where they're at, what they're needing, what they're seeing, what they could, because I'm sure every one of these groups could use more of everything to help do what they got to do.
Right. And while some resources have been cut, because we know that a lot of the federal spending has been cut, there's other places where there is some capacity building. So if we know what needs to be brought in, we can start looking to see where can we pull in that capacity.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things, we went to a Roadrunner Food Bank meeting a couple weeks ago or longer, and they said that they have the ability to build capacity, especially in southeast New Mexico, because we are one of the lower capacity places in the state. So we don't utilize the resources that are available. So they're looking at, hey, you know what? Do you have a huge population of people in the county who can't get into the city because that's where the food is?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you need a delivery truck. We could do delivery. Do you need to do Amazon refrigerated Amazon boxes because maybe they need to pick up after hours and they're not available between 8 and 11, which is when the food banks are open. I mean, there's some capacity building areas in there and there's some great ideas. But now it's like, okay, who can do what and what needs what? And let's start putting all this stuff together and let's build.
Let's triage it and let's build something that actually impacts instead of a bunch of little folks doing little things that may overlap or create redundancy or not need. Let's pull what we got and utilize it to the maximum efficiency. Okay, we got this many volunteers. Let's not all do the same thing. So when things get addressed, and that's really what you guys are doing.
And that's exactly what the Health Council does. We don't want to take your projects on. You do you, boo. Mm-hmm. Let us help you figure out how to maximize it, and if we're oversaturated, on how to maybe spread it out so that we can. Yes. And that's what we want to do. We want to try to bring all the resources in the community together. Plus, we need to hear from the community. You know, are your needs being met? I can tell you, answering the 211 line, in the first 4 days of this month, over $20,000 in requests for housing assistance. 4 days.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. And we are severely lacking in those resources. We just don't have things available because the programs are maxed out. So there's people who are helping and doing things. They just can't take on new people. And it's usually new people every month that are coming in. And again, that was just the first 4 days. And now we're starting the second week and we'll see what my phone does.
Let's see what it's really unraveling another layer, another worm in the can, so to speak.
And it's all tied together. I mean, if you don't have, if you're stressed out because you can't afford your place to live, you're stressed out because you don't have food, nutrition affects your health in many different ways.
It's the spiraling effect.
Right. Too much stress leads to possibility of drug use, and then that turns you into a different spiral, and it just compounds. And, nobody wakes up in the morning and say, today is such a fantastic day. I think I'm going to go get high.
Right. I'm going to go be an addict and go.
That's not how that works. Yeah. I mean, it's usually some stressor, some traumatic event that causes the spiral.
To get here.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have to address all of those issues. It's not a simple thing. I mean, everybody wants to talk about how we need to reduce the drug use. And it's true, we do. But what do we do with it? We don't have any rehab facilities. We don't have any.
We can say a lot of things. How do we physically make that?
Right. I mean, we're going to send everybody to Las Cruces to get the overnight services the month.
And to be honest, how we do rehab and what involves rehab may or may not be the thing too. How many times do people go to rehab and doesn't do a thing?
Right.
It's like we got to, or not everybody responds the same way. And we've got to invest the time, money, and energy in the true recovery of all that. But to get there, we got to start. We got to get here before we get there, and that's kind of where we're at. So.
Yeah. It's a huge problem. It's nothing that's just going to get solved overnight.
And this is why things like the opioid money that when we have these meetings to decide what best to do with that, we're trying to set the table so we're solving mental health problems. Okay, what can we use this money to invest it into the future so we can make the big purchases to do the research, to do the things to say, okay, guess what? This is connected to this is connected to this. This is how we do this. And that's what, crime, drugs, all these things that are problems are stemming from mental health.
Yes.
And until we address that issue, you can put all the Band-Aids and rules and laws on gun laws and drug laws and everything else. Doesn't matter.
No.
Until you fix the mental health, it's going to be a problem.
And when we had that huge debacle with the mental health in New Mexico and they closed down all of our facilities, things got worse here.
Yep.
So, and we haven't pivoted back. We have not replaced what we lost, and we have to start replacing it.
Yep. So this is why you want to give it. This is why you call 211. This is why we want you to come to these monthly meetings and get involved, because A, we want you to see what's going on. B, we want to find out what we don't know what's going on so we can put it on the table and let's see what we can do to come up with solutions for these things and find out the best way to resolve these. Because guess what? Again, if you're waiting on government agency, if you're waiting on FEMA, if you're waiting on whomever to roll up in here and save the day, it's not going to happen.
Nope.
We, the community, are going to have to roll up our sleeves and make our community better. And how do we do that? Get involved. Get in these meetings. Go there. Tell us what your issues are you need. Let us Let us plug you in and see what we can do to help you. Because by and large, that also finds our kink in the armor or whatever you want to say on that.
Well,
too.
And the other thing is we all pay taxes. We all pay taxes to things that we don't receive down here because the rest of the state is utilizing those funds. We need to bring our tax money back into our community and fix our community. And, I am not all about big government by any means. I would like not to pay another tax in my life. I mean,
I'm
really.
on that team too.
But by bad word insert there. I don't want to give it to Albuquerque anymore. I'm sick of giving it to Santa Fe. I'm sick of funding Las Cruces and everybody else in this state when we are suffering down here.
Absolutely.
Bring our money back.
Absolutely. Let us fix our thing. Let us do our thing. And so get involved. Please come to the meeting. Call 211. Please, if you're asking, Carrie or whoever will be,
Carrie.
Probably Carrie.
I'm the only one on the phone.
On the phone right now. She'll be happy to talk to you about getting involved or getting you in touch with the resources you need. But this is how we fix these things. So please come out, come to these events, get involved, reach out, serve on the council. We're always looking for more volunteers to help serve on the council in various ways, shape, or form. If you're in the healthcare field and tired of things and want to be actively involved to make it better, please reach out to the health council. Let's do
Join the health council. At least then you can get the emails and then you get the updated information that's available. Because maybe food is not your thing, but next month is women's health, and maybe that's where you want to come and hear more information about.
All of it's about making a better place and a better life for everyone, and that's what the health council does too. And so, if you're still dealing with FEMA and flooding and all that, 211 hotline is a resource to help you as best they possibly can at this point.
And while we're speaking about the flood, you need to, if you were affected by the flood in your house, the house that you live in, and not a rental property, not a business, but if it's the house that you live in your name, you need to make sure that you are applying for the disaster grant money.
Okay.
That money, it's $100 million, and it's allocated between Chaves and Lincoln County. It will be a first come, first serve allocation.
Gotcha.
And when it's gone, it's gone. But this is the structural rebuilding of the home. So they literally, if you need foundation, floors, any of that redone, this is where you can get that money for it. Because we know FEMA's money was never enough to do it. No. We know we don't have enough donations, especially with as much disasters that are happening in our area and around the country. We're just not going to get those resources. So you have to apply for this funding in order to do it. If your house is 60% or more damaged, they will gut it, they will tear it down, and they will rebuild.
Start scratch.
Start from scratch. So, and this applies if you live in a mobile home and say you're out there in Orchard Park and your trailer was, damaged severely. They will build you an actual house.
And this
they won't
is
put
such
a trailer
a
out there.
healthier and safer way to go about this too, because when you get to flood damage, you're dealing with mold and all kinds. So even if they do a repair, you might be paying for that years later. Where if you're something that they prove is 60% worse, it's start from scratch and it's getting a new home and getting a new start. And
all those ones that have to mitigate and build their foundations higher, this is the way to do it.
That's the biggest thing I'm worried about is 10 years from now, we're going to come back and how many people half did this, and now they're all sick from mold or various other
we're already seeing
afflictions like that. Yeah, I say 10 years. That's way too big of a thing. I'm talking now, a year from now. But
yeah, because we still have people who are calling who have not done any mold remediation at all. And
it's serious business. You can't mess with that stuff. So please, if you've got questions about this, please call
reach out to 211.
Please do it. Please come out. Again, remind folks the next meeting here and date and time.
So this Wednesday, so it's the second Wednesday of the month, so it'll be this Wednesday from 12 to 1. The physical location will be at 500 North Main. There at the
you have a Zoom link on your Facebook, don't you?
And then we have the Zoom link actually on our webpage.
On the Health
if you go to
website.
Chaves County HC, Chaves County Health Council, there's an events tab, and you can see all of our meetings are there. Every meeting we do with Zoom, so that way
there's a
we
record.
hybrid them all, so that way you can see it no matter what.
Yeah, so it's So if you want to go back and catch last month's meeting or whatever, you can.
Well, no, they're not posted up.
They're not archived. Okay.
No.
They're archived.
I don't know if I have enough bandwidth to archive. But you can watch it if you're
But you can watch it live
and
get there and be it. And so please be an active viewer, watcher, and because I get it, life happens, and you're in the middle of the day, and you're at work or whatever.
Yeah.
This way you can stay involved and do it from the comfort of your desk or car or wherever you're at there.
Right. Eating lunch at your desk.
Any questions? 211. Call it. It is anything from if you need to know a new doctor in town to resources for any of that kind of stuff. 211 can help you do all that.
I can help you navigate the system.
Yep. Did we get it all, Carrie?
I think we're good for now.
All right. I'm going to get my schedule right someday. One day it's going to happen.
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks, maybe. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know.
I will, one way or another. So thank you, Gary. Appreciate you. And try to take care of you a little bit here. I know you're always running around with a chicken with your head cut off here. So
that's the only way I function.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, that's how we live.
Right.
But it's our own fault. We do it. It's like, I don't want to do this, but we set the table to do it every day. So it is. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then Commander Lee's going to join us from American Legion Post 61 talking about air races and all that we're going to be out there this week, booth and all that. And just give us an update from Legion-wise. That's coming up next. Don't go away.
In a medical emergency, every second counts. Artesia General Hospital's emergency department is open 24/7, staffed with highly trained professionals ready to provide life-saving care when you need it most. Don't wait. When minutes matter, trust Artesia General Hospital. Quality emergency care close to home. Learn more at artesiageneral.com.
Hi everyone, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. We now carry Mayo Furniture. Not only is it proudly built in the U.S., but there are hundreds of custom options to choose from, including fabrics, top-grade leathers, nail head, trim, and feet. The quality and construction stands apart from other brands in the industry, ensuring your satisfaction for years to come. Turn your living room into a reflection of your refined taste. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell, where delivery is free since 1953.
Jennifer here at Trustmark Roofing and Windows. And did you know that we get a bunch of service calls per year from people who didn't even hire us? That means they originally hired someone else to replace their roof, windows, or gutters. Then later, when a problem popped up, they tried to call their contractor back to help, only to find out that the contractor has ceased to exist. They're gone, done, out of state, out of business. At Trustmark Roofing and Windows, we have serviced southeastern New Mexico for 20 years. As a second-generation contractor, we have serviced our area through many major hail and windstorms. We have customers who are the kids of customers that we've serviced many years ago. We will be here when you need us, period. For roofing, gutters, or windows, visit trustmarkroofing.org or call Trustmark Roofing and Windows 575-755-ROOF. That's 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Are you experiencing persistent symptoms like arthritis, fibromyalgia, pain, fatigue, brain fog, or respiratory issues that conventional medicine hasn't resolved? It could be due to underlying causes such as mold toxicity or autoimmune imbalances. At Roswell Medical Clinic, our functional medicine practitioners take a holistic approach, using advanced diagnostics to identify these root causes and create custom treatment plans that may include dietary changes, supplements, and detoxification protocols. Discover how functional medicine can transform your health. Contact us at 575-317-3311 or visit 111 West Hobbs to schedule your consultation.
Hey CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, it's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571.
It's one of those things we've all had on our mind. No matter how much we want to ignore it, we all know that wisdom teeth can cause pain, teeth crowding, and even infection. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. I am proud to be a part of an outstanding team who understands your concerns when considering wisdom teeth removal. Call us today and let our staff walk you through the process so that you are confident and prepared for your wisdom teeth removal. And don't worry, we have sedation dentistry options so that you can rest and feel at ease.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental. Call 575-622-4455.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 29 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from our American Legion Post 61 family, Commander Stephen Lee back with us. Jen's here as well, auxiliary president. She's on the telly at the moment. But morning, Lee. How you doing today?
I'm trying to survive here, Mike.
Well, that's a
Put
start.
my life back together, kind of like you.
Yeah, it's kind of the MO here. Is,
Yeah.
well, that's the problem with veterans. We get older and fall apart. So.
Well, and some of us do stupid things like run into poles and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're homo beer is definitely part of the lexicon of.
Smashed my foot good when I was in Tampa, and then I didn't, of course, get it x-rayed until I got back to the VA, and by then they said, well, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah,
so,
just got to deal with it.
Yeah, but we had a good time down in Tampa.
National convention was this past about a week ago here in
it
Florida.
was a weekend of injuries, not only myself, but a past department commander. She slipped and fell and broke her wrist. And our former national historian, now state historian, he slipped and fell, and he got 6 stitches over his eye.
Wow.
And
That's why they
blue.
removed the ice skating portion of the
Yeah, that would
national
be it.
convention.
Yeah. No, they had this little trolley tracks in between the hotels, and you had to cross them to go anywhere. And I guess they get slick.
When it rains, yeah.
I didn't notice them so much because I'm in a chair.
Right.
But other people
were wiping out on it.
They wiped out, and there's a bunch of injuries. It's like crazy.
It was an interesting trip. That's
I think
for
someone
sure.
would lawsuit that one real quick.
I got my
happen.
Cadillac chair now, so I'm pretty good with that. I had to deadhead back to Albuquerque, but I got my new chair.
Nice.
And it's so fancy.
Oh, yeah, it is. I just noticed it is a new chair.
Yeah, and this one actually lays out. I can actually lay down
okay,
in this thing.
it goes horizontal on
It
you.
goes horizontal on me.
Nice.
Helps
I
with
actually did
tailbone
it
pressure.
at the chamber the other night after you left.
Went horizontal?
Oh, yeah. It helps me with my back. But a couple things. One, we're going to be out at the air races. Of course, we just finished up
In case you haven't heard
Dragonfly.
that, they're this week.
Yeah, I
Heads up,
heard a
folks.
rumor.
Yeah.
But we just finished up Dragonfly Festival, and that was really good.
They had a great turnout. Great, another successful year out at Bitter Lake there. So.
Yeah, my wife was going on and on about the bird exhibit, I guess.
It was pretty cool.
I don't know if they had the fishing out there this year.
No, they couldn't get the, cutbacks.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
But air races, we're going to be out there. I'm not exactly sure how the format's going to go.
I don't know if anybody is. I think we're all just kind of winging it here.
I got to
seeing
get
what
a hold of
happens.
Ardith and find out more about our day passes and stuff, because they're only allowing 2 of us at the booth at any particular time, and that's going to really cut into my lifestyle.
Sure.
But we'll figure that out. Plus, we've got farmers again.
This Saturday.
The last 2 farmers have been slow, but the weather has not been conducive to farmers marketing.
Well, and I believe they've got coming up here in the coming week some Chili Cheese Fest. So they're going to be rolling some
this next one, I think,
farmers
is...
markets into those events. So there's going to be kind of more than just farmers market going on out there.
Yeah, they do
Saturday.
tend to stack some things going on here pretty soon.
So it's kind of a, get there early, get produce, then come back about noon, and they'll be firing up the Chili Festival here. I think it's Chili Festival, not Chili Cheese Festival.
Yeah. We were supposed to have a parade meeting tonight for the Veterans Day parade, but I don't think we're going to have enough information to exchange tonight.
Okay, so we're going to delay that one.
Yeah, and then I understand that the auxiliary over at 28, they didn't meet last Monday, so they're meeting tonight, so that That means Joanne's not available. Haven't heard from Larry in almost 2 months now. He's trying to get the vendor situation straightened out. We also still do not have a female speaker.
Ooh,
we need
and
a
seeing
female.
how we're honoring the female veterans.
Female veterans,
kind of a big
we've
deal.
asked
We need
a
one of
couple
those.
of people, and everybody seems to back
So, anybody
out.
listening, any veterans of the female persuasion that would like to be a part of our Veterans Day celebration?
It doesn't have to be long. In fact, if you
No.
could keep it under about 5 minutes or so, just kind of a brief of
5 to 10 minutes
Yeah.
max.
Yeah, we're honoring it. You know, each Veterans Day parade, we have a different theme, and like the Vietnam era, we've had different ones. This year, we're honoring women in uniform.
That's right.
That's our theme for
Absolutely.
this year. And so we loved it. We know we've got a bunch of female veterans out
yes,
there.
I know you're out there.
That y'all did some humping in your days in the military here
Yeah.
and doing some work here.
I
We'd
don't
love
think
to have
that's
you.
a good thing to say there, Mike.
It's Army and military.
Yeah.
It's all humping.
Yeah. Well, you
Uh,
signed up and volunteered once. Maybe if you can do it again,
That's
we'd
right.
appreciate it.
And if you see our Veterans Day poster around town, actually he's got
Thank
it
you to
over here
Carrie.
as well.
She was that's her design.
Carrie did that for us this year.
She's the creative one in our group that helps us that year
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
We can always rely
In
on
between
her.
our other 57 things she's doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just listening to her. I'm like, maybe the American Legion should get in contact with her and see how we can help too.
There's a lot of common ground that
Yeah,
we
we
share
signed
here.
up for that 2-on-1 stuff, and I don't think we've gotten any calls off of
Not
it.
yet,
at
but
all.
I'm sure
She's
we
kind
will.
of a
I
one-trick
ran
pony right
into
now.
Carl from Scouts on the way out
Yes,
here.
Carl was in earlier last hour.
And he was like, Nimmy wants to be in the parade. Who do they contact? I said, just have them call me. So,
Nice.
anybody wants to be in the parade, give me a call.
The parade will be November 8th.
Yes.
That's Saturday morning. We usually get underway about
It's a little before 10.
Yeah, a little bit about
The ceremony is at 9 on the dot.
Yes,
we do
ceremony's
the
at
ceremony
9, and then
so plan on being there at 8:30. We muster at 8:30.
yeah, that's when all the parade entries they usually line up in the either
Right.
behind the courthouse or in the around 3rd Street, that area in that ballpark.
Right. And this year I went through the Department of Transportation's online system. Let's just say that it's new. And I went ahead and blocked off 4th and 5th this year.
Okay.
I just didn't want to screw with it
Gotcha.
anymore because we've had too many problems. People trying to come down the other direction or what
Yeah,
have
it's
you.
just safer if we
So
just block it
I
off.
went in and I actually had, in my opinion, I had to do the TCP myself, the traffic control plan, because they didn't like the ones that the traffic control plan that the DOT did for us years ago. So I had to go in and redo it.
Right.
And they said, well,
Which is funny.
it's missing this, and this. And I said, okay. So I said,
Put 'em in.
You know, I don't know. It's like, I'm not a traffic control
Right.
engineer. Or what,
I didn't earn my whistle. Sorry.
you want me to make all these decisions? Fine. So I just routed everybody past Martine's, you know.
Yeah.
He's like,
So.
oh, by the way, you have to do jumping jacks when you turn this corner. That's in
Yeah.
the rules.
Pretty much,
The rules. We made them. That's what they asked. We put them in. No, I'm
There
just
you
kidding.
go.
So anyway, I had to come up with a whole new traffic control plan this year, and then finally got it approved.
Mm-hmm.
And then the city, well, like I said, the state has a few glitches.
Yes.
So when I downloaded the permit, none of the, because I had the approved permit and I downloaded it and there's no signatures on it. So I didn't realize that. I sent it to the city and the city says, oh, this is all fine and well, but it looks like an application. It's not an approved. So I contact DOT and DOT says, what? They says, here, we'll PDF you the
another
actual
one of the system
ones.
glitches.
I
Yep.
said, fine. And then I went back into the system to see if they'd fixed it, and they still hadn't fixed it. So I got the copies, sent them off, and then
This is what the military trains you for.
I know.
Stuff
I've been
later.
doing this. I've been doing this since 2017. I understand why Rita doesn't have any hair anymore. I've been fighting this system now for 8 years, and it's so tiring because every year, at least I'm not fighting Roswell anymore. Roswell's pretty much
Wash your
gotten
hands of
down.
it.
Well, they pretty much got down to the point where okay, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even try to charge me any money anymore, which I think is fantastic. But they have this clause in their deal that they can't do anything for free.
Yep.
So I'm not sure what loophole we were granted here, but we finally got in, and now everything kind of streamlines, which I think is fantastic. So us veterans, we're very appreciative in the fact that...
Well, they did get the message that we are having a veterans break come hell or high water. That's what we do. So.
I'm not sure, but I think for about 2 years they were trying to quash it.
Yeah,
but
we said, no, that's not going to happen.
No. Right.
And there was enough support behind us to say, the hell
Well,
you're
you're
going to
talking
cancel
to
that.
veterans here. You know, we don't give ground.
Veterans,
so.
yeah, you tell us. That's the thing about veterans, man. Tell us no. And they'll do it out of spite.
Or that you can't. Yeah.
Well, we kind of technically one year we had a protest. We had basically a protest parade.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't market it as such, but
You want to get a
much it was
motivated
like,
veteran, tell them no.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
You really want to send that message to veterans? I don't think so.
No, they sure didn't. They're very supportive.
So, for the last couple of years, it's been very, very cooperative, very how can we help you?
Which is nice.
You know, which has been a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely. We do appreciate it. And like the plan as normally, we'll start there at the courthouse and move north.
Correct.
Towards
up to the Wool Bowl.
To the Wool Bowl. And,
I'm really not sure what's going on at the Wool Bowl this year. The guy that coordinates all the vendors and stuff, to my knowledge, the last I heard, he has a coffee truck.
Yeah, that's
going to be down at the courthouse because, you know,
it's cold.
It's always cold the morning we do the Veterans
and everybody's
Day
like, "Mom, I could use a cup of coffee
We're
right
all
now."
standing around at 8:30 trying to drink coffee,
Right.
and they got to wait till the donut shop
And quite
opens or
frankly,
whatever.
most veteran things don't run without coffee.
Especially when they got a lot of Marines involved.
Yeah, usually don't get going.
Or Army guys, I guess. So we got all that straightened out. But like I say, please come support us. We made these commemorative coins this year. We only made 500 of them. We've sold most of them.
I would say we got a few left, but not many. But what we have, we'll take to the air races this week.
We had to jump through a bunch of hoops with the air races to make sure that we didn't step on any copyrights or taglines or whatever. So we just went with aliens. You know,
well, it's Roswell.
It's Roswell, and I mean, you get the idea. We got aliens dragging cows over finish lines. I mean, it's very Roswell.
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
But every dollar spent on these coins, which we're currently charging $25, get a hold of me before the 10th if you want to buy some. A lot of people are buying, 4 of them at a time. Get a hold of me before the 10th, because on the 10th, I think we're going to raise the price to $50.
Okay.
So, but every dime that you spend on, or donations that we take in on this project, going to the building, we're trying to build our building,
our new home,
on 2nd and Garden.
Right.
Now the problem is the architect. I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad about him, but he just doesn't seem to be motivated to get the drawings finished. Because until we get the drawings finished, we can't qualify for the loans. And if we can't qualify for the loans, we're just going to sit there looking at this eyesore for the next year. But
none of those things we want.
So. No.
Well, we had a lot of support through Job Corps. They were out there tearing down, demolishing the building. And Job Corps, of course, dried up and went away.
Yeah.
And so now we have to pay to have everything reclamated off of this building. So anybody want to help us out? We need some help out at Memory Lawn. We have funding for a trailer that we're going to put out there. And we had a generous donation from Graves? Graves.
Kelvin,
Kelvin Graves' apartment complex had a bunch of used railroad ties, 13 railroad ties, and they donated them to us.
Oh, that's nice.
So we have a foundation now that we can put out there to put underneath this trailer
Yeah.
Because we were trying to get somebody here in town to help us pour a slab with rebar and all that stuff.
Turns out you need pretty much.
They wanted $50,000 for this.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
woofed up.
it's
Like, is
crazy.
it gold in this concrete? What's going on?
I know. We're a nonprofit. We're just trying to clunk along here, and
Yeah.
$50,000 is just not in our budget.
No.
We also want to build a columbarium out there, which we're gonna have to pour a slab for. The slab's going to be $20,000, and the columbarium's going to be $20,000. So that's a $50,000 project right there.
In theory,
with
that'll
cost
help
overruns.
recoup some cost on that one.
Yeah,
hopefully.
for sure.
Right.
It'll pay
So-
for itself in theory.
Yeah, the slab for the storage container, not so much probably.
We are absolutely we absolutely understand, and we're going to have to get out there and mow. We just don't have the volunteers right now.
We could always use more.
We need volunteers to come out there and mow right now to keep the beast under control until the growing season stops out there. And so anybody wants to help out Memory Lawn, please,
I know there's
see
a
us.
set of brothers that have family out there that have been mowing the center
Yes.
circle, and we are forever grateful for you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. But we're just trying to keep our head above water. Now, we do realize that POWMIA flag has to be replaced, and we do have plans of doing that on
And it's
the
Saturday the 21st, I believe.
21st, Saturday the 21st, I believe it is.
Yeah, day
we
after
have,
POWMIA Day.
we have a new flag, and we're going to put it up on that day. So,
But be warned, the weather is very rough on those flags.
Yes.
And a few months from now, we're probably going to need to work on it again.
Yeah, for sure.
then those flags are not cheap.
Yeah, those are
those
are built
flags
for that.
cost me
And
$900.
they still beat 'em up. Yeah.
Twice a year.
These are outdoor. These are the ones that are supposed to be resistant to this. And
Yeah, but look at
New
where
Mexico
Memory
Wind
Lawn
says
is
hold my
located.
beer on
It's
that.
right
Yeah.
there, and they don't have any wind.
Oh yeah.
Diversion or anything. So
If these flag companies need a test ground,
We got one for
we'll
you.
take one and say, hey, just supply us with flags, and we'll be your test ground.
Well, we have looked around, and we're dealing with a place called Federal Flags right now,
Yeah.
and they have the best flags so far that we've been able to find.
And also, I believe this is the one where we can turn them back in and they repair them
Oh,
and
okay.
give them back to us, I think.
No, I
No?
tried that.
No? Okay.
Yeah. They'll do minor repair, but
That'd be a good
we
service
need
in
to
Bethesda.
find somebody here in town that has heavy duty capabilities, like a quilter or something like that can
Well, not
repair
only
the
that, but
edges
just
of
the
these
space.
flags.
We're talking, this is a huge flag.
Yeah, those flags aren't. Yeah, they're
18 by 25.
Yeah,
they're
Garrison flags.
massive.
They're big.
And they start fraying on the edge. It's funny, as I drove all the way to Tampa and back, every time we go through a town, we notice the flags that need repair.
It never fails. It's
It
kinda
never
funny.
fails. You find this, flag that's twice the size of ours, and look, hey, you have the same problem.
Yeah.
So,
It is not.
Yep.
It is not a unique problem to us.
it is
No.
not.
But we would love if you'd like to volunteer or like to donate directly to Memory Lawn. If you're saying, you know what, I have family out there, I'll give you that, and you can earmark directly. If you go to our website, roswelllegion.org, you can go there and you can see more about our Legion posts and stuff. But if you want to make donations, and you can earmark directly to Memory Lawn or directly to American Legion
On the website
or
at
wherever.
the moment, we have PayPal that you can do, but I just got Cash App to work. Finally.
Okay.
They actually approved me yesterday.
Good.
So now
Good
we'll
timing
be
on
able
these
to
this week.
take some Cash App.
Yeah.
Now, I tried Venmo, and Venmo keeps saying, well, you're not a registered nonprofit. And I looked because they use PayPal, and I went into PayPal, and it says I'm a registered nonprofit. So I don't quite understand
We need to talk to tech
what's wrong
support,
with
sounds
Venmo.
like.
I
Do
mean,
you know what you're saying?
well, here's
sure we
my
are.
EIN number. Look it up.
Yeah,
pal.
it's about as official as you can get here. But,
So I've got Cash App, but I don't have Venmo yet, but I'm working on it.
another thing I'd like to put on people's radar, because we're going to be hitting hard and heavy on it here in the coming months too, is our Wreaths Across America for
Absolutely.
for this year.
$17, and it gets you one wreath.
Yeah.
And we need 300 wreaths, roughly 305 this year, is what we need for Memory Lawn. Now, any in excess, we take down to the courthouse lawn. We put one there, and we do put a couple down at the columbarium, down at
The Veterans Park there. Yeah, McBride. Yeah.
South Park has their own Reach Across America, so they pretty much take care of that cemetery. But we have former members that are buried in the columbarium and one in a casket down there. So we tend to take care of our own.
Yeah, sir.
But
yeah, we and if you're not familiar, of course, it's a great organization started by veterans for veterans, where veterans make these wreaths and things and get them back in these programs, and then the money they use for these wreaths go back to veterans issues and veterans scholarships and their school and education.
Right. Remember, be the one. Be the one means we need to be vigilant and try to stem off suicide, especially veteran suicide, because that's who we are. However, it's everybody. You need to be vigilant. We do offer, the Legion offers classes even to people who are not in the Legion, so you can be trained on how to recognize and be suicide aware.
Spot the signs.
We are not immune to this. We were hit with a veteran's spouse suicide recently, like within the last year, and so it's pretty much been in our face.
And I'm going to take a stab. Almost all of us are some way, shape, or form are dealing with these kind of mental health issues. And
sure.
If not,
especially with
direct
the
family,
floods,
someone they know,
lose
someone
this or lose that. It all stacks up, and I'm worthless, and I can't do anything. Pick up the phone, call 988, press 1, and get connected to somebody who's not going to judge you. They're just going to talk to you.
Absolutely. So, yeah, that's and that 988 is everywhere.
That's right.
That's nationwide, whether you're here or in D.C. or
right,
Scratch, Oklahoma, wherever you're at.
Well, now we're going to tie back into Carrie Moore with the 211, the Health Council. They have resources as well. We're signed up for 211, so if somebody comes in and needs something veteran-wise.
Yeah, sometimes, especially if we're talking veteran suicide here, sometimes they just need to talk to another veteran.
Sure.
If we have the funds, we tend to try to help people. We just recently bought an urn for a veteran through
it's kind of the hodgepodge
services.
of needs. If someone needs like something at their house, we will get, or if someone's passing through town, their car breaks down and they need help, we help out with that.
Yeah, we usually give them gift cards and stuff like that.
And a couple years ago, we put in a ramp for a veteran that needed a wheelchair
we do
ramp.
these kinds of things on the regular basis. And
it doesn't mean that we can do them all the time.
And around the holidays,
volunteer available, and if we have the funds, yes. But
around the holidays, we'll use some of this money to buy food to deliver to places like
Food Not Bombs,
Roswell Refuge.
Like
I said Grammy's House. That's an artesian version, but same thing. You know what I mean?
Same thing.
Yeah, but places like that, Boys and Girls Club, wherever we're needed.
We try to buy back
Gonzalez
to school
family,
items for people. We try to buy,
that's
stuff
what the
for
Legion
shelters and stuff like that. But it's all dependent on donations. We need sponsorships.
So when you're buying our cookies out on Saturday
that
and
helps.
doing all
every
that,
dollar,
every
every penny helps.
Yep.
But we need sponsors for the Veterans Day Parade. There is a link on my website to sponsor the parade. Please download it. It's at roswelllegion.org. It's on the right-hand side. Sponsor or be a star. Any of those you can download. And it has the forms in there. We are a 501c19. If you want to donate using that program for Memory Lawn, just write Memory Lawn on there.
Yep.
And that's a 501c13, and we will write you a letter if it's over $250.
Yep. Either way, you get your tax benefits for it.
Indeed.
You get your tax benefits, and you're going to help veterans.
Absolutely.
And kids.
and scouting as well. That's the other side too. We have our scouting.
Our
packs.
scouting program is in a little bit of a disarray, but
we're
hoping to recruit some families, possibly get a new Cub Master. We're kind of in a building phase. I know Rio Hondo is kind of getting beat up, and they are consolidating and stuff like that, but we are doing our best to support our youth.
Yep, absolutely. So get involved there as well. And then, of course, I'm always looking for more members. If you are a veteran yourself or a spouse of a veteran or
Husband
son
or
of a
wife.
veteran, you can be part of our American Legion family, either serving as the Legionnaire or
And
auxiliary.
if you
or-
want to just be a part of it, if you don't qualify as a veteran or an auxiliary member or an SAL member, we still take help.
Yep.
If you want to help out, especially on our Thursday night parties.
Yeah, if you love crafting or something, come on
you
down.
like crafting or you want to donate some fabric or something like that. Right now, we haven't had any donations in a while for our Charity Bear project. But if we got some more money, then we can get some more charity bears out to your sheriffs and
First
your
responders,
first responders. So let us know.
They keep them in the emergency vehicles, so when they come
They
up on a
do.
domestic situation and there's kids involved, a lot of times they'll have these bears in the back to give to the kid to kind of distract them or use it to.
And it helps break the ice with the adults too.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, it's just trying to bring a little calm and normalcy in usually situations that aren't very calm.
Well, yeah, it's more distracting than anything else, but yes.
But that's another way you can get involved. Of course, we meet right now at the Chamber of Commerce
Correct.
the first Thursday of the month at 6 p.m.
Not next month, though. Next month, because of Eastern New Mexico State
It'll be a
Fair,
week,
it'll be the following week, so it'll be the second Thursday in October.
Very good.
However, the rest of the year,
It's
the
week
first
one.
Thursday. Yeah.
And then, so reach out. Again, RoswellLegion.org is our website. You can shoot a message out through there if you want to. Or, like you said, if come see us out at the air show this week, come to our next meeting here. Come out on Saturday to Farmers Market. We're always got a booth every Saturday out there. And come visit, and
Or
you
if
can
you
talk
wanna
more
call
and ask
us.
questions. Yeah, or call. You can call.
At 575-268-0220.
Now, we're not allowed to sell baked goods at the air show. So, unfortunately, we won't have our addictive products
So when you
with
see the
us.
coins, they're not edible. Don't eat them.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, if you can eat that coin, that's more power to you.
I guess
but we don't
get your
support,
daily dose of iron or
we
whatever.
Don't
I don't
support, we don't
Zinc or
support
something, I don't
pica.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And yeah, we'd love to be a part. And then of course, if you'd like to be a part, please get in. We're getting new facilities. We love to see more people to be part of our Legion here and get involved.
We've had a few new members, and it's always helpful.
Yeah.
So.
The strength of numbers, it
Exactly.
really is. And don't forget, when it comes to fighting for veterans, that's what American Legion's built for. They're
And
sanctioned
it's only
by Congress to do
$60 a
that.
year,
Yep.
so it's not that much.
Yep. Have you seen the commercials online with there's a social media personality that's a veteran that's kind of got a TikTok presence and all
Okay.
that. He's been doing ads for American Legion.
Oh, has he?
On there.
Okay.
And there's one that's a good one. It's like, do you enjoy a good kerfuffle? You know what I'm talking about. Maybe the American Legion. Hey, do you cuss a lot? Come on down and be a part of the American Legion. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting part is the average yearly fee to be a Legionnaire is $75.
Yeah, nationwide.
So you're getting in on the cheap here.
in New Mexico, it's only $60.
Yeah.
And there are some places here in New Mexico that still only charge $40.
Yeah.
And, the problem is come January 1st, they're raising the
I must
rates
say
again.
they can't operate at that.
We're
no
not
more.
going to raise our rates this year because we'd already done it previously.
We filtered that in, or factored that in.
Yeah, but they got to give away $42.50 now. Goes to state and national of the dues that you send in.
Yeah.
So,
That post's gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it all goes
Unless
to
they're in the
help.
charity business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
They're gonna be broke quick. So, I'm not a math
question
wizard,
about
but I
it.
could do that math.
Yeah. And now you have the ability to, on the Legion side, to pay for multiple years, so you can lock in the rate or whatever. Because I don't know what it is with the Legion. The last 2-3 years, they've been like, oh, $5 here, $5 there.
Like postage stamps. I remember they were a nickel. Now they're what,
So like
$7?
I bought in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I bought in 3 years at 50, so I saved myself a bit of money there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now in 2027, a year from now, I'm going to have to buy in for 3 more years, but then I'm going to have to go in at 60 or whatever it's
higher
at
rate,
now.
Yeah. I'm hoping to do a puffle once I hit 40, because then it'll drop another $200 because I'm in a different age bracket.
There you go.
get a paid up for life
Just want to
membership.
live long enough to be a
Yeah,
couple.
but you're only like 14 years old now.
That's not true, but thank you. I think.
She just recently got asked if she was at Goddard High School.
No, that was a while ago.
Yeah, you're significantly. You got a lot of tooth growing yet.
Yeah.
Ours is getting a little long.
Yeah, I don't know if she's got her wisdom teeth.
No, I had those removed when I was a teenager. Nope.
Good deal. But we'll see you guys out there this week out at the air races. And then, of course, join us Saturday at the farmers market.
Yeah.
And RoswellLegion.org.
575-268-0220.
There you go. And please sign up now. Veterans Day, female. We're looking for a female veteran speaker for our Veterans Parade. Please reach out at any of the mentioned above here if you'd like to or know someone that would be a good person to fit that bill.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Family 61 thanks all of our veterans for their service.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
Absolutely. And that's November 8th here. We'll say 9 a.m. courthouse lawn here. Let's make it official and call it that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
and
Mike.
Stay cool this week for your time.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be fairly cool out there.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
But may the canopy be shadeful the whole entire time. May you
Correct.
always be the shade in the canopy.
Thank you.
May your sun never move.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, 9:59. Let's do a quick SRN update before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. SpaceX has reached a deal worth about $17 billion with EchoStar for spectrum licenses that it will use to beef up its Starlink satellite network. China's customs agency reports the country's exports grew at a somewhat slower pace last month. $321.8 billion worth of exports in August, a 4.4% increase compared with the same month last year. But that's down from a 7.2% jump in the month of July. The UN's postal agency reports postal traffic into the U.S. plunged by more than 80% after a Trump administration move to end a tariff exemption for low-cost imports. This week, we'll bring another